All right, guys, hope you're doing well. It's time. We're here at the glorious caster's desk. Super high quality stuff here in the Turin household, but it is going to be a King of the Hill. We're going to be doing a standard one today. The past couple King of the Hills we have had have all been Wheel of Fortune, so I figure it's time to give the players an opportunity to play the factions they actually want to play. So today it shall be standard King of the Hill, and we have 10 players as usual, but we might get a little bit further than that. It depends on how quick the game goes. I might, choose some smaller maps to try and allow more people to play in the end, but we'll see at the end of the day. So I hope you're all doing well. Good to see some familiar faces, some new faces. It is time. Let us party. So first battle, it's going to be Malverde facing off against Galaxy Blazer. And we're going to be on Glacial Lake for the first map. So let me go ahead and switch on over there. Oh, no, that is the wrong one. Yes, here it is. Perfect. We are on the King of the Hill. So yes, my friends, welcome. Yes, I am mulletless, titleless, penniless. Yeah, I have no pennies to my name. All right, guys. Malverde versus Galaxy Blazer. First match is going to be Dinos versus High Elves. I expect to see some Sisters of Avalorn, perhaps some Phoenixes, maybe a little bit of Peckless action. Life is good. No, this is not Age of Empires. Granted, I really did enjoy Age of Empires as a kid. That was a great game. Yeah, and it still has a really active scene too, which is incredibly awesome. Kind of much like Warcraft 3. Are we going to be seeing any Turin game? Maybe I'll play one today. Maybe I could play one to close out the stream. I'm not sure. I actually was able to play, a handful of games. I played 3 or 4 games yesterday. My micro isn't what I want it to be. I don't have quite the hand strength. I'm still recovering, doing strengthening exercises and whatnot, but it's getting there. I can compete now, which is good. Yeah. I know it's a bit late. I'm sorry to all you folks over in Europe. I got a late start today, and I had some other stuff I needed to take care of. But I wanted to stream today. I had the itch. I was fiending for it. So that's what's cracking. I know Age of Empires is coming. It's coming. We're going to be seeing any Turin games? Yeah, perhaps so, man. I really wish Beastmen would get an update for campaign. It's more. I'm sure they will eventually. I'm sure they're on the docket to be updated because Beastmen are super outdated in terms of their campaign. Multiplayer, it's you don't feel it as much. They're still a competent faction, really good summoning mechanics, some decent units. But aside from that, yeah, they need some love. Yeah, and don't worry. Obviously, for any of you guys who it's very late, you may need to get some sleep. This will be up on the channel for you guys to watch tomorrow. One sec, guys. I have a loose one of my fans that's attached to my graphics card, which is one of the ones you can't really remove, is super loose and haggard. So I'm it's making this ridiculous sound. Hang on, guys, just gonna put on some headphones and then I'll get set casting this game, but it gives players time to set up anyways. 1 second. I think that's the headphones jack, is it not? Okay, now I hear a bunch of screeching dinosaurs as they jump in. Perfect. All right, guys, so for the Dino army here in the front, it is going to be the Quad Skink Cohort. Obviously, he invested a ton of money here in the big boy. He has the Shredder of Lustria. Oh, yeah, baby, talk dirty. On top of that, he does have the Bastillodon with the Rev Crystal. I would imagine a Life Salon or some sort of a healing lizard character. Oh, my God, how did I miss what was right in front of me? It's actually going to be Tic-Tac-Toe. So, Tic-Tac-Toe with Pterodon Riders and also the Colossodon Hunters, Ripperdactyls. Temple Guard, and to heal the Dread Saurian, he did bring the Bastillodon. Now, for the High Elf army, it's going to be Reaver Archers here on the flank. Pretty good countermeasure against the Pterodons. Spears, Lothern Sea Guard, Bolt Thrower, and Pigeon Queen in the back. Granted, she doesn't have any big targets to heal, which is pretty unusual. Usually when you do see Alariel the Radiant, you see something for her to heal, right? Like Dragon Princes or a Phoenix or something like that. But we'll see how it pays off. It could be a fun time. Oh, that is actually Lizard Moses. Oh, that's Tehenowin. So he used an Amber Spear, and the Amber Spear actually destroys one of the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. All right, very cool. Now, Malverde is pushing in very aggressively with some of the Pterodon Riders, but they get instantly just murked here by the Lothern Sea Guard. You can see the Lothern Sea Guard, and there's actually some Sisters of Avalorn mixed into this army, are able to get some really good firepower and actually force those guys back almost instantly. So the Shredder of Lustria is going to have to hard carry this game pretty good. And on that note, the Lizards really want to make sure they take out the Sisters, and they are right now. So here we have Tehenowin. We do also... Tehenowin, yes. We have Tehenowin, and we have the Ripperdactyls going in and just going balls deep in these Sisters of Avalorn here and really doing a ton of damage. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. But here comes the big Chungus himself. The Shredder of Lustria will be emerging into the front line, and If I were that Shredder, I would just beeline after the Sisters. I mean, a lot of this army does lack armor piercing outside of the Sisters, so if you can take those guys out, it's going to be incredibly tough to kill the Shredder, let alone these Temple Guard who have a ton of, chevrons and whatnot. Yeah, Colossadon Hunter's doing pretty good. Some healthy crossfires coming in here from the Lothern Sea Guard, many of which are occupied in the front line versus the Skinks, though it looks like these might be Silver and Guard. No, they're basic Spearmen, but yeah, the Sisters of Avalorn do get feasted on. Now the Dread Saurian back here is going after the Sisters, which is certainly a good call with the Bastillodon, and also somehow some of the Temple Guard were able to kind of weave through the seam here and get into the battle lines, which is quite punishing. In the meantime, Galaxy Blazer is using his Reaver Archers to rear charge into the Skink cohorts. Not a bad play. If he could get one here and one here, he could break those guys quickly, at which point he could then pull his spears into the back line and use them to kind of support. But yeah, that Shredder of Lustria is it's big and it's mean, man. It's got a lot of HP, 9.5. There are a lot of spears. I mean, maybe the spears could do it. Lizard Moses flying about, basically just going after these missile units. Here you can see Lothern Sea Guard have been taken out by a Manscore summon. The Bolt Thrower is offline, and the Sisters of Avalorn are down to 19 models. So they're really not having a good time here. So these Lothern Sea Guard probably will survive. This is a Manticore summon with about 20 seconds left on it. High Elves have dominated the front line. Obviously, Spearmen are a little bit better quality than Skink cohorts, and the cohorts themselves are getting rear charged by the Illyrian Reaver Archers. But it looks like the back line for the High Elves is certainly in a lot of trouble as the big old Shredder of Lustria able to go deep and do some fat damage. Certainly something, a little bit more stopping power was needed, or something to protect those Sisters. They both just got killed so quickly here in this battle, and they were pretty much the only countermeasure against the mighty beast, the Shredder of Lustria, which is now up to 70 kills. Certainly not bad. Lizard Moses jumping here once again with his Pterodons, doing some work. Obviously his Ripperdactyl can do some serious damage in melee. Yeah, getting in there, and those ladies look like they're about to be put offline. Now, Alarielle is still flying about. Where is she? Where has she been? Is she dead? Did Alarielle just die? Did you guys see that? Where did she even go? All right, guys. I didn't have a coffee today. I'm getting started a little bit slow, but I did not even see Larry die. Did she just get shreked by like a bunch of pterodactyls? Like when I was looking at something else? Was it that quick? Even with Star of Avalorn? My goodness. Well, at least you guys probably saw it, which is all that really matters. Yeah, so at this point, it's just going to be a goon squad. It's going to be Temple Guard, Shredder, plus the Bastillodon rolling around, terror routing everything, and the High Elves are going to buckle really quickly. Malverde is going to be our first winner on today's King of the Hill. Well played to Galaxy Blazer. Definitely if you're going to go for a sister build without big monsters, but I would recommend bringing Teclis so you can use nets to stop things like the Shredder and the Pterodactyls from getting into your back line. That would be really important. And, that really does synergize well. So Teclis over Alarielle if you're going for an archer build. Alarielle is really good if you have Phoenixes, Dragons, Dragon Princes. Like if you had some Dragonborn, like that's where Larry is really good. But otherwise, you definitely want to bring Teclis. That would be my 2 cents. Having my feedback. All right, so she just got annihilated by the Ripperdactyls. Okay. Dude, the freaking Shredder of Lustria, 154 kills. That thing was taking no prisoners. Hey, well played to Galaxy Blazer. He is going to be hitting the road for now. Malverde will stay, and we have JK coming up next. So let me go ahead and tag him in the Discord. All right. So JK is up. I've tagged him in Discord, and our current lad here at the King of the Hill is going to be Malverde of Clan BBB. He's going to be getting his big old victory there. Life is good. Welcome to the stream, guys. Good to see you all. Hope you guys are having an excellent Friday. Certainly feels good to be here. Granted, for me, it doesn't really matter, but, I still remember the feeling. I used to work a really long hours at a 9 to 5. Well, it was more than 9 to 5. It was more like 7 to like 8. Professor Screweyes, thank you. Always got to give it up for the Dread Saurian. I know, man. Raise it up. Professor, thank you so much for the $5 donation, man. And I'm here to walk you guys through your Friday night, man. Take it easy. Get some popcorn, whatever it is you like to munch on. For me, it's kielbasa. It's my favorite snack. Yeah, the High Elf build was... It had some right ideas. Like, you can go Spearmen with archers like this, but if you're going to do that, like, obviously the only, like, huge, hard stopping power threat in your army is the Sisters, so you need to make sure to have a way to protect them, and this army really didn't. The only mass were the Reavers, and the Reavers weren't even in the back line, so the Lizards can just push right onto your Sisters, and there's nothing you can do about it. You need some mass to protect them. So go with Teclis, net them down, focus them, get Teclis, get some Reavers, get some Silver Helms. Even if they're not great against Lizards overall, they have a good enough mass to buy time for your Sisters. You really have to accentuate them more. So, but yeah, it's all good. It's a good learning experience for sure. So, Stallion Tomb and GG well played. All right, so we have Beast Jack. Hey Beast, could you leave lobby, please? unless, oh, is Beast Jack, oh, okay. That's JK, okay. Rejoin, yeah, he joined as a spectator. All right. That's pretty funny. We have some other donations from Samuel Christensen. What niche, if any, is Tyrion useful in? I like Tyrion against, like, Vampire Co sometimes. I like him against Greenskins. He's a really good, like, character. Like, he can take monsters, and Sunfang can really wreck, like, pockets of lightly armored stuff. Yeah, Tyrion isn't a bad lord. He's just overshadowed. Like, Tyrion is actually really quite a powerful duelist lord. So, Mal picks 3 now. Yeah, it's pick 3. Yeah, so I like Tyrion against Coast. Yeah, he's pretty fun. He can kill the crabs. He can kill Noctilus. Like, he can, you know, battle Luther pretty well. And the RNG regeneration he has is quite strong. Horned Rat, thank you for the $5.49. Thank you for the good content. Ultra Funds is a very nice format. Yeah, it's really fun. I think I'll do it like once a week. Yeah, but I like to switch back to the basics every now and then as well. Favorite vampire? Lord Luther Harkin for sure. Victor. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be experimenting with formats. The next faction war is coming up. It's going to be on the 19th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm just getting that organized right now, but we do have another faction war coming up. It's been far too long. And Samuel Christensen, seconding the Ultra Funds being a great format, also has more nuance to it rather than just being 2 spaghetti lines colliding. Hey, fair enough, man. I'm glad you guys enjoy the format. Samuel, I'll be keeping that one going. Sunfang hungers indeed. Yes, he does. Yes, it does. It does. He does. I'm not really sure what it is. So now how it works is Malverde will pick 3 factions he would like to play. His opponent will pick one or ban one and pick himself, and then Malverde will pick from the remaining 2. That is the current format for the King of the Hill, for the individual who will be staying on the throne. Obviously, we're not using the Wheel of Doom today, so there is going to be a little bit of a longer pick and ban phase. Yeah. What is my favorite Age of Sigmar faction? I don't know. Probably like Cities of Sigmar, just because it looks like Warhammer Fantasy Empire, but I also really like the model range for the Blades of Khorne. So like the Khorne Mortals, I think they're really, really cool. The King of the Hill goes well, Ecthelion. It is the first game that we just finished, and now we're waiting for game 2 to get started. Malverde is going to be picking Norska, Chaos, and Lizardmen for his 3 factions. JK will ban Norska, picking Dark Elves. So Dark Elves versus Chaos or Lizardmen. Both are pretty even matchups in my opinion. I feel like Chaos can fight them evenly, and, you know, yeah, Chaos is fine here. Lizardmen actually aren't as bad against Dark Elves as people think, in my opinion. I feel like the Laser Dinos are really good. I mean, pretty much the only way you can win, so. Yes. Dude, Baldur's Gate, I think that's coming out soon. I'll definitely be covering that a lot on the channel. I was going to do some Crusader Kings, but it's just not my style of game. I like playing it casually, but I don't know if I'd want to stream it for like 3 to 4 hours. But yeah, it's good. But Baldur's Gate, I'll definitely be doing some streams and some videos. Maybe even some like really basic guides in the beginning on like how to do everything, how to do your skill trees. And I don't know, we'll see. Because Baldur's Gate was one of my favorite games in my childhood. The Shadows of Amn and Neverwinter Nights, dude, those games were so freaking good. Yeah. Crazy times. So, Chaos versus Druki here. Eric Solvet. I once ate an entire pizza, no brag, just truth. Hey, man, welcome to the club. I've been there. I could probably eat a whole pizza right now, for sure. I'm a bit of a chonker here. The pizza story always amazes me, says someone in chat. Says R. Yeah, Baldur's Gate will be great. I'm really excited for that to come. So yeah, we'll see. For Chaos, I mean, honestly, a lot of Marauder Horsemen. A Hell Cannon can always be quite welcome. You can go for rushes, too. Try and chase the Elves. Use some Knights. Use some Marauder Horsemen, some Hounds. Really just get quite aggressive. There's a couple ways Chaos can play this. One of the more common tactics I've seen, though, has been kind of counter-kite. So Hell Cannon with Marauder Horsemen and just play like a really defensive posture. It's strange. It can certainly catch the Dark Elves off guard, who are going to be spamming, you know, Scourge Runners, Repeater Crossbows, all that other sort of stuff like that. So, Miss Radiant was swarmed by Colossadon Hunters in Lizard Moses. Yeah, I didn't see that. I was just so focused on something else that, I mean, I expected her to live longer with her healing, but I guess she just got feasted on. Yeah. What do you think your best bet on what factions will be in Warhammer 3? Well, I think in Warhammer 3, I need like a notepad or something. I guess I could just type it here. Okay, so I think we'll get Kislev, Chaos Demons. I think we'll get Ogre Kingdom. So Kislev, Chaos, Ogre Kingdoms, Chaos Dwarfs. I think we'll get like one of those factions like Nippon and or Cathay. Like I feel like we might get one of those. And if I had to wager on like which one, I would probably say Cathay would be the biggest possibility considering the appeal to the Chinese market. So maybe like Cathay. Now, maybe, you know what else I think we'd get? Like, I think we'll get Musion, like, as a fleshed out sub-faction. I think we'll get, like, an Ulrich sub-faction for, what's his name? For Boris. So, like, this would be my bet. Like, Ulrich, Boris, Musion, Cathay, Chaos Dwarfs, Ogre Kingdom, Kislev, Chaos Demons. Obviously, Chaos Warriors are going to get, like, super sauced up, too. I think Beastmen will also get some updates. But that would be, like, what I would wager. And hopefully that answers your question, bud. I feel like Cathay would be the most likely of, like, in Cathay, Araby, like, because it appeals to a really big market. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Kislev is pretty much, I would almost go as far as saying Kislev is, like, 100%. Like, because the fact that Games Workshop is teasing Kislev as coming back in their old world pretty much means that, like, they're going to work with Creative Assembly to make Kislev happen. You guys can rest assured on that. Chase! And Okabar, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. It's a pleasure to have you part of the team, man. Thank you, thank you. Ulrich stage retreat. I know. I do think we'll get a Musion sub-faction eventually, like as a fun one. Yeah, now it's proper. You see Chuck Norris roundhouse kicking that guy. It appeared. Hell yeah, man. Those would be what I'd wager for those factions. All right, guys. Let's take a look at these bad boys. What's going on with these manticores? Why do they look so... Okay, it was just the distance. They're like changing colors. They're like chameleon manticores. Look, when I go out, they have like red wings, right? You can see here they have red wings. And when I go in, they have like, their wings go blue. Blending in with their environment. Natural predators. Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. So for the rest of this army here, it's going to be a front battle line of Chaos Warriors mixed with Marauder. So yeah, no Spawn. You know, Spawn are extremely common these days. But he's going to be going with the good old-fashioned Chaos Warrior and Marauder combo in the front line. We have a couple Feral Manticores up in the sky. Always a good inclusion. Manticores are just very powerful for their cost. Good at gooning characters. They can hit pretty damn hard, whatever they can catch. And they cause terror. So Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows for Pendulum on Temple Guard or Blackguard, as well as like Witch Elves, things like that. Kolek Sun Eater. Oh yeah, the big man himself. Kolek is probably my favorite Chaos Lord to use. When I first started playing this game in Game 1, Kolek was always my go-to in ladder. I mean, even in matchups in which he was bad, Kolek is just such a cool character. We do have the Summoners of Rage. We have some Hounds, Chaos Knights as well. So yeah, a more aggressive build. It's very much like a rush. Gonna hit your front line, gonna hammer and anvil you using Chaos Knights, and life's gonna be good. Life is going to be good indeed. Yeah. They look like 4 pixels. That's funny. And now for the Dark Elf build. It's going to be the Blackguard. Witch Elves, of course, are very strong. They'll trade horribly with Chaos Warriors, but against Marauders, they'll do okay. And, the Rampage is what you bring them for. Rampage Chaos Knight, Rampage Dragon Ogres, drag them down with Halberds. That's how you win. That is the good time. So we got Reaper Bolt Throwers here, Double Scourge under Chariot, Repeater Crossbows, Cold Moon Knights to serve as anti-large mass units, and it is going to be a Supreme Sorceress of Fire. Most likely to get Fireball Sniping on Hell Cannons. I think that's kind of the main purpose here. But yeah, Burning Head can be okay against Marauders too. So we'll see how it works. It is JK facing off against Malverde. Malverde, our current King of the Hill. The next gentleman to be playing is going to be Hobbs the Hollow, Random Nix, Valkanos, Happy Puppy, Liam, A-Move Hacker, and Gedap Mule is our list of players in the 10. But depending on how fast the stream goes, we might keep going. So we'll see. Occam's Mind Razor is okay. It's very expensive. Honestly, I wouldn't put it in the top 2 spells in Lore of Shadows. So if you are going to be really focusing your Winds of Magic, Pendulum is one of the best ones, as is Melkoth's. Melkoth's is very cheap, does damage, but more importantly also has a slowing effect. So I wouldn't recommend... I mean, Occam's is really fun with Kolek to just make him like hit for like almost 1,000 weapon strength. But generally speaking, I think Pendulum is a game-winning spell. Whereas Occam's is more like kind of a gimmick, I would say. But, I mean, in campaign, if you have the Winds of Magic, do it all day, man. But in this situation, you got to pick and choose a little bit. You can't have everything, so... Yeah. Kolek is interesting. He might seem like a risky pick, and he certainly will potentially take a lot of damage from these beasties, but he's able to kill characters like Malekith and, Hydras he can really take out very quickly, so I can see why you would kind of gamble and bring Kolek here. And we'll see if he's able to protect him from the Scourge Runner, so... And the Scourge Runners, of course, shooting into Chaos Marauders initially, just kind of opening up their salvos on auto fire here, but going after the Manticore would be the appropriate target. And it looks like repeater crossbows are going. Manticore needs to start juking. If Malverde isn't paying attention here, this Manticore is just going to get rampaged and will simply be killed by Coldland Knights. So a little bit of a misplay here from Malverde right out of the gates, letting that Manticore extend like this. And he's not being punished too badly for it. It looks like Imelkos is going to be going down on the Scourge Runner Chariot. And the Manticore is actually being sent into fight. And now this is pretty unfortunate because the Coldland Knights are going to be diving in. And they'll be able to easily kill this Manticore. They're designed to. They have anti-large. And yeah, will be very, very solid there. The other Manticore is doing the same thing. I mean, Chaos is going to be losing a lot of ground, losing 2 Manticores out of the gates. Granted, it might still live, it might break and come back. I mean, the Manticore is broken, but that's a pretty unfortunate initial engagement. Kolek's trying to get over there as well. It looks like a pendulum going down from Malverde. Did hit the Bolt Thrower crew and maybe the Witch Elves, but yeah, the Blackguard would have been the choice target. The Witch Elves are in more of a loose formation. Blackguard are really tightly packed, so that's going to be the juicy one. Now, Kolek is coming over here. He's kind of offering up his booty a little bit. He's offering to take a fight here amongst a bunch of Coldland Knights. A big misplay here from Malverde again, I think. But the Summoners of Rage are going to be coming in, and maybe he's going to be able to make up some ground here. Like, if the Hounds are able to come around and chase down the repeater crossbows here, maybe. Nice fireball going down from that Sorcerer right there. And, yeah, Summoners of Rage will beat the brakes off these Coldland Knights. A nice Lord of the Storm going down on the Dark Riders. And the Manticore is coming back in as well, so this is a fight that certainly could turn around for Chaos. And, yeah, Chaos Knights coming in with a fully couched Lances. These, the Coldland Knights may have overstayed their welcome, and now I think they're going to be the ones paying the Troll Soul. And Kolek, you know, ultimately worked as a good bait there. It was a risky play, and he took a lot of damage for it. If the Dark Elves had pulled back quicker, it would have been a lot better for them, but in the end, that ends up being very worth it for the forces of Chaos. Ooh, a fat burning head going down right there, but it looks like it roasts most of the Dark Elves' own troops. Yeah, because that was coming from the Dark Elves, and it kind of just roasted their spears, which is unfortunate. On the far side, Witch Elves, of course, tear apart Marauders. No surprises there, and somehow this Supreme Sorceress ended up on the ground when I was looking away, and now she's getting to Pound Town right here. She is not going to have a good time, and she's probably dead. I mean, if the Chaos player is really persistent here, this lady should not get away. There's Poison Hounds here. Kolek is faster than her when she's on the ground poisoned, and the Summoners of Rage are also on the hunt. But yeah, you don't have to send Kolek per se. Like, Hounds plus Summoners could probably kill her, and ooh, yeah, she's getting clobbered pretty good. Like, Balance of Power is going into the favor of Chaos. Losing those 2 Coldland Knights over there was definitely very punishing. He was able to get the Manticore, but if you do the actual value of those units, the Chaos Manticores, I think, are like 800 apiece, so what? And they're still functional, too. They're still fighting. You can see in the distance a Manticore is actually chasing down some of these units here. And, oh, pretty good move there. JK able to get away from Kolek and the Summoners by pulling into the Witch Elves, but Chaos is looking pretty nasty right now. Manticore in the back line, feasting on repeater crossbows. The other Manticore probably will come back at this point, and I think that play was, you know, a good kind of compensation. The initial losses that Chaos took on their Manticores was pretty painful, but in this case, Kolek is just going deep now, and the Summoners of Rage will be able to easily beat down any of these large threats, and the Chaos Knights cycle charging will destroy Witch Elves. Like, Witch Elves are just bare naked ladies, and they are going to be taking a hammering from these type of charges. But yeah, you got to pull back here for Chaos. You don't want the Summoners of Rage to get rampaged by the Witch Elves. That would be incredibly painful for sure, but yeah. A pretty wild burning head indeed. Chain Lightning going down from the Summoners of Rage. Going to be dropping some bows right here, and here you can see the Chaos Warriors holding pretty long, honestly. Up to 54 kills. Certainly isn't bad. I mean, do the Dark Elves have any chance here? Okay, both Manticores are actually broken. That's certainly pretty nice, but Kolek is just such a big, thick boy. But this is certainly a start. I mean, rampaging Summoners of Rage into Blackguard is a really, really good play. So solid stuff there by JK. Able to lock down these high-value units. And I mean, Kolek has a lot of spears and Witch Elves he's going to have to fight. Perhaps there's a chance. Chaos Knights in the back, I think, need to be saved. And yeah, you could charge the Witch Elves, but I think you got to lure them away from the spears. In that case, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Over on the far side, Chaos Warhounds lurking around. Honestly, going for like Chaos Hounds plus Kolek in here might be a decent alpha strike if you have a Pendulum. Obviously, a Pendulum effect going on these very tightly packed Blackguard would be nice, but Chaos has actually lost Summoners of Rage, and it looks like Malverde is now looking for more openings, and I suppose you could just avoid them too. Kolek's very quick. He actually has 80 plus speed, I think. No, 78 speed. So we'll see how that goes for him. Chaos Feral Manticore jumping in. He does unbrace the spears. Now the Chaos Knights could come in and annihilate these spears if they so chose. It's a very common tactic when you're watching tournament players. If there's spears that are braced, you can send in something like a Manticore to attack them, and then they'll be unbraced and you can hammer them with like some heavy cav. In the meantime, Chaos Warhounds of Poison chasing down Dark Riders. That's pretty much a guaranteed kill. The other Manticore up in the sky does finally shatter. It's broken like 3 or 4 times, and Kolek is going after these Scourge Runners. Not a bad idea, but he's probably going to get rampaged here if the Witch Elves are paying attention. And oh man, Kolek smashes that thing with his hammer. Yeah, you got to watch out for the rampage here. Kolek could easily be rampaged by these Witch Elves. So here you can see Chaos Warhounds of Poison going to be jumping in. Nice screen right there. Looks like Malverde was able to just barely save Kolek from going down. And Balance of Power is getting a little bit better for Chaos, but the thing is a lot of the stuff that you see here is pretty good against Kolek. Blackguard Witch Elves. Looks like Lord of the Storms is going to be going down as well. So we have a donation coming in, a couple donations. Sorry, I was super focused from Sam Cantab. Your vids have gotten me through some rough few months. Would love to hear more about exactly why factions counter others. As a matter of fact, Sam Cantab, we are going to be doing a podcast exactly on that subject, and I'm doing it with Felcon. So you're going to be getting a really, really good analysis into that. Thank you so much for the $63. And the Melee Slan, great to see Tic-Tac-Toe on your top 5 best Lords vid where he deserves to be. Definitely not, but Sam and Melee Slan, thank you guys so much for your support as we do get here into this game. And yeah, that's going to be a fun podcast. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Chaos could still lose this. I mean, Kolek is a powerhouse, obviously, but there are a ton of spears. They still have their caster too, so there could be a lot of fireballs coming in the 4th quarter here of this game. Yeah, Kolek's trying, man. But Blackguard are a very resilient troop. They have 50 melee defense, and it would appear they are immune to psychology. Nice fireball coming down from that sorceress. Kolek does cause terror. I think he's going to have to really synergize with his Chaos Knights to win this. Like, he needs to be fighting and then just hammer with his Chaos Knights. And hammering these Witch Elves would be a good start. They only have 19 models. A Chaos Knight charge would just devastate them. So Chaos Knights charging down the hill. Many of these Dread Spears who are, you know, on death's bed. Going to be having a pretty bad time with that charge there. Witch Elves are holding, though. 17 models. Kolek's rampaged, guys. I mean, fireball spamming here with spears and Blackguard poking him. Yeah, now the Manticore's coming in as well, and Kolek isn't going to be able to attack her back. I mean, he can, but it's random. Kolek, when he's rampaging, will attack whatever he feels like attacking. You know, he's rampaging, very much in the sense of the word. But there's still a big mobile force. I mean, 25 Chaos Knights with Lances is quite strong, and Hounds, like, I think they need to charge in there and just reinforce Kolek. It might be enough to trigger a terror route, but another fireball coming in on Kolek. He's getting danger low, guys. Your boy Kolek is down to 1100 HP, and that Manticore is diving in as well. Oh my god, this is a really, really close game. This ended up being a great one. And Kolek is breaking! 8 leadership. Oh, nobody swings back on the Sorceress. And the Poison Hound's coming in the back as well, attacking the Sorceress, but Kolek is actually broken. Chaos Knights, of course, still quite active here. Oh, but there's also a Chaos Sorcerer. I did not see this. I forgot about this character. But yeah, getting that Chaos Sorcerer in combat is really important here. It could actually be killing a lot of these Blackguard models. And yeah, some of the Chaos Knights, of course, are fighting in combat. Balance of Power is pretty much dead even this game. Kolek will come back, maybe. No, not with the fireball going. And here, JK. Oh no, he shoots a fireball and it freaking hits the hill. Oh man. Malverde says, I don't think I have enough for the Blackguard. I would probably be inclined to agree, though he does have a fair amount of troops. You can see here the Summoners of Rage are getting in combat and the Sorcerers fighting in combat as well. He needs to start cycle charging with those Chaos Knights just as much as he possibly can. Man, and what a comeback here by JK. I mean, mistakes made on both sides, but in the end, the Blackguard being resilient and the fact that he was able to save that Supreme Sorceress have been quite big. Those Chaos Knights need to just hammer down. Hammer time, man. There is a Chaos Sorcerer. I mean, here you can see the Blackguard are taking a little bit of damage from the Hounds. Chaos Knights need to get in there. Needs to happen quick. There's only 15 models, I guess. That's not too many. Summoners of Rage. Maybe another Chain Lightning in the back pocket. We'll see. Kolek does come back. Oh, Big Papa's coming. And the Chaos Knights do get a little bit of a lackluster charge there, but a little bit of HP damage onto the Blackguard. But there's no terror to really push off all these forces now. And now you can see the Dark Elf Lord, the Supreme Sorceress of Fire, jumping in there, going after that Sorcerer. Man, what a comeback by JK. He was really down. I mean, Balance of Power was like 70% in Chaos's favor at one point. But that's pretty much game. I mean, Kolek is just going to get killed by the Blackguard and the Spears. Really? GG. Wow, great game, man. Both players recovered from their respective mistakes pretty well and came back and had a really good scrap. Yeah. Chaos Knights charging in once again, able to finally hammer these Witch Elves, who are now officially broken. Chaos Knights, of course, are rampaged by the madness of Cain. I mean, is Kolek going to be able to do any witchcraft? I don't think so. No, Kolek just broke again. That pretty much seals their doom. Chaos Knights being dragged down by a bunch of halberds, and maybe if the Chaos Sorcerer can win this duel. Yep, negative 13. He's going to get broken. I mean, obviously the Manticore gets the charge on him. Negative 35. That is 100% game, and it looks like JK is going to be taking over as the King of the Hill. Yes. Vladimir, Yeah, Isabella von Carstein isn't like a terrible lord, but she's just incredibly mediocre. Not like good, not bad. She's just like in this weird middle ground where she's kind of just like a basic vampire lord. That's why. It's a shame, but it's the case. Yeah, that was a good game. Well played. Solid comeback. So now we have JK is going to be jumping up. Next on our list is going to be Hobbs the Hollow. All right, and I'm just putting his Discord name because that's what I see him as in the Discord. Very good. Man, that was a really, really incredible scrap. So Hobbs, let's get you in here, bud. Yeah, Valkonos, I can drop you down a couple spots. I saw your message, no problem. Okay, Valkonos, I'll move you down. After Liam. All right, so Hobbs the Hollow will be making his way downtown. Yeah, that was a really solid scrap. So let me make sure there's no issues here. It looks like we're all good. Eldrin of the Mist says, Turin, imagine a 3v3 battle, full feline team armies, Tomb King, Egyptian. Yeah, there's a fair amount of cat units. It could be functional. Just the cat battle. So we have a donation coming in from Kinda Dragonborn. Love the stream, man. Always happy to catch it, especially on your birthday. Well, apparently every day is my birthday, so apparently you like all the streams. Am I going to get the new Tony Hawk game? Oh my god. I used to play the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater when I was a kid, like back in the 90s on PlayStation. All right, let me see if Hobbs is here. Alrighty. We will see if Hobbs the Hollow responds. If not, then we will move to the next person on the list here in a minute. I need a response. Hobbs appears as offline, so it could perhaps be AFK of some sort. If that's the case, then we could just pull up random nicks and then Hobbs can join when he or she comes back. Yeah, this is anyone who wants to join. So just any gentleman or pretty much anyone in Discord can join this just by joining up and being put into a random draw. That's how the King of the Hills work. All right, so Mr. Hobbs is not responding to my messages and doesn't appear to be here right now, so we'll leave them on the list. See the Iron General? Okay. Okay, so random Nicks, if you're here, let's get you up. Very good. So random Nicks will be here, and then Hobbs can be put on reserve until he or she comes back. Hey, it's Lady Turin. My lovely wife is here. It is I, she says. Hey, darling, hope everything went well with the call you were on there. Oh, there's nothing wrong, dude. Who cares if you look foolish? Don't stress it, man. Just have some fun. And, you know, if you're worried about looking foolish, come in with a meme build and win the hearts of the people, man. You know, there's many ways to play this game. Yeah. One sec, guys. All right, so Random Nix is here. So now we have JK. JK, do picks now. Should be quite a bit of fun. I am hyped for this one. A proper scrap we're about to have. Random Nick sitting very menacingly on the greenskins. You could tell perhaps fiending for those. JK is going to pick Dark Elves, Tomb Kings, and Chaos for his picks. So Random will ban one and then pick. I would imagine Random Nix, if he really wants to win, will ban... I don't know, honestly. You could ban Chaos and then just pick like Vampire Coast and have a really good time. Or Tomb Kings. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Coast is good against all those factions. That's the thing. So you could definitely go Coast there. Dwarves against Dark Elves isn't so good. Yeah, Dwarves would be a decent one. I mean, Dwarves aren't as bad against Dark Elves as they used to be. So you could go with Dwarves too. There's a couple options here. Yeah, we have choices. Choices. Greenskins are good against Dark Elves, Tomb Kings, and Chaos. Greenskins could be a great choice here too. It just depends on what Random feels like playing. Random, of course, is one of the gentlemen to qualify for the ECL Grand Finals, which will be coming up soon. I'm going to put up the brackets this weekend so the players can get the games going, and then I'll cast them. Oh, no, we're not on the same map. Sorry. Okay, that's what they're waiting for. I was like, what are they waiting for? We'll do Golden Tributes. Nope, not Golden Tributes. Golden Monolith is fine. Map set. We are on the Golden Monolith. A giant phallic golden shrine of Norska will be emerging from the battlefield here. And we're all set. Random Nick says, normally I would go coast, but today we do it for the lady. Oh, yeah, Bretonnia. So he's going Bretonnia and he's banning Chaos. All right, Random Nick's man. I dig it. Klaus, we might see Turin versus Lady Turin in Heroes of Might and Magic 3 someday. She's better at that game than I am. So if you want to see me just get owned, that is the proper game to see. Yeah. Lady Turin is the Dark Queen of Heroes of Might and Magic 3. She knows all the units. She's really good at Rampart and a multitude of other factions. And I also happen to play one of the worst factions. I love Inferno. Frank De Jong. Hopefully I said your name right. I'm so sorry. Like that stream, Brohims. Thank you, man. Well, if you guys are here for the lady, she certainly is not disappointing. Lady Turin has summoned the Bretonnians to do battle. Yeah. Yeah, Lady Turin and I, depending on if she's has time, we would love to play some Baldur's Gate when it comes out together, because it is going to have a really good multiplayer system too. So we could play Baldur's Gate together on stream and whatnot. That'd be really fun. Would a Siege King of the Hill work? I don't know. You know, I've never really played Sieges in multiplayer. Like, I mean, I've done it in head-to-head campaigns, but as like a format, Siege battles, it could be interesting. Oh yeah, Necropolis is super OP. But yeah, I play Inferno, so obviously I play the worst faction. Inferno's god-awful. Like, their tier 1 units are just terrible. Their tier 7 units suck. Yeah. We'll see about that, my love. We'll see what happens when Craghack emerges from the depths of hell and assaults with his behemoths. Yeah, Inferno does get Town Portal for free. Yeah, that's true. Another one I really like to play is Tower. Like, I love using Solomir the Wizard. Yeah. Sebastian, the stream's been going for about 40 minutes. Yeah, we've had a couple games. Now we're on to our third game here. It's going to be Random Nicks and JK. Some really solid scraps so far. Oh, we will 100% do a Baldur's Gate at some point. The only Heroes of Might and Magic I really played was 3. But Lady Turin, I'm sure, has played them all. She's here in chat, too, so if you have any questions, hit her up. She is wise beyond her years. Chase, an Okabar. Hopefully I said that right. Hey, Turin, thanks for the warm welcome. I would be honored to face you on the battlefield one day. Yeah, man, just join the Discord and hit me up. Not today, obviously, because usually after streams I take a little bit of a break, but yeah. On another day, man. Yeah, Castle is probably, I think, one of the easier factions. They just have like really good mechanics and their units are good. Obviously, they get the building that lets them like move super far. They have like a lot of really, really powerful stuff. Yeah, I would say Castle is probably one of the easier factions in my experience. All right. Here we are, my friends. The battle is soon to be underway. It's going to be Random Nicks leading the hordes of Bretonnia. Men-at-Arms, secondary lines, peasant archers. He's got Gotrek, Fey Enchantress, and there's someone else down there. Looks like it's going to be a paladin, so Felix Jaeger has been left in Aldorf. In the back, it's going to be defenders, Knights of the Realm, and the companions. Pretty solid stuff. I mean, obviously, Knights of the Realm pretty good against Nehekar Horsemen, anti-large. Questing Knights are more common here, but they are more expensive also, so perhaps Random is up to some schemes, who knows? And that is that. Yeah, Lady Turin got me back into Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Actually, when I was living in Poland with her for a couple months, we had this lovely little, I don't know what I would call it, but yeah, like kind of a cottage or something in the forest, and we used to play Heroes of Might and Magic 3 against each other, and we'd get Professor Pone and Gabo King, and we would all play. It was super fun. Those were some good times. But more good times to come. Jedi Mazda Money, thank you for the $10, man. Treats for the Wookiee. I know, he could use it. He's a little bit grumpy today. He's been banished from the bedroom. Yeah. And if we look over here at the Tomb King's army, it's going to be spears backed up by Ushaptu Grapos, obviously very good against Bretonnia Knights. Caskets are amazing at killing peasant archers and heavy cav, actually. He's got Cetra the Imperishable, some Halberd Knights, and Nehekara Horsemen as well. So yeah, very much like a defensive bow / casket Dragon Ball Z energy build. I mean, I don't even know what's being shot out of that, but let us not ask questions. Yeah. It's going to be good. Both players are ready. We will see if the Noble Knights of Bretonnia can usurp Cetra. Certainly a way for him to go, huh? Certainly a way indeed. And for the Bretonnians, they have Gotrek as well. Gotrek is always pretty good against Tomb Kings. Aside from that, anti-armor, a Paladin on foot does not have great AP, but he does have bonus versus large. We also have Knights of the Realm. Oh my god, Caskets are so punishing. Like, I honestly think Caskets are now, after the buffs they got, one of the best units on the roster. Like, immediately kills 3 Knights and also does some pretty good damage against these Peasant Archers. How many did it take out? It looks like 6 Peasants or something, 7? Yeah, it's really, really solid. And it's only going to add up, right? I would imagine the Caskets should shoot the Companions. That's by far the best target. But here you can see Random Nyx is leaving the Companions in the back. And he'll probably pull them in later in the battle once he's really embroiled in combat. Because he doesn't want the Companions to just get nuked by the fat Casket blasts. So, yeah, we'll see. So here we have a battle on the flank, actually. Defenders of Flare de Lis versus the Nehekara Horsemen. Defenders don't have, like, anti-large, but they have pretty good base combat stats, and they are able to get a good charge. Random Nyx definitely should pull out, though. That's what she said. Because the Necropolis Knights with Halberds are coming, as is Cetra, so that's going to end up being a pretty bad fight. But, yeah, a bit of a wash. Even trade, I would say, there. Now, Gotrek in the front line is battling with Fey Enchantress against some Skeleton Spearmen. Peasant Archers are shooting into Kep Regard. That's a very good choice. They're not shielded. They have relatively low armor value, so that's going to be a good target there. And now on this flank, we have some Men-at-Arms pushing into this big old Tomb King's blob, and the Bretonnian cav units should be making their way back in now. Defenders of Flare de Lis can kind of countercharge here, but Cetra looks like he's going to be going into the back line with his boys. Now, in reserve, Random Nyx does have the Companions. Companions should intercept here. They will be excellent against Cetra. They'll be excellent against the Nehekara Horsemen. And you definitely don't want to lose all those Peasant Archers for free. Now, as far as this backline pressure goes, some Knights of the Realm have charged through the battle lines. They've actually gotten into the Ushabti here. And it looks like up on the hill, there are some Knights of the Realm coming in. And it's a pretty much free back line. There's nothing back here for the Tomb Kings to protect. They're very heavily committed to destroying the Peasant Archer line. So both players appear to be trading their back lines. Granted, I think that's going to heavily favor the Bretonnians because, you know, Peasant Archers are, like, all of those cost almost what, like, more or less what a casket costs, right? Simp for a Ponce, thank you for teaching me so much. Your awesome turn. You're very welcome, man. And thank you so much for the very generous donation, bud. Hope you're having a good time playing this game. And here you can see the Ushabti are going to be going down. Knights of the Realm, though they don't have the best AP values, the anti-large does carry them through. And the Ushabti are crumbling really, really quickly. These Ushabti are going down. The casket will probably stand because the spears are going to be able to fall back, but just like I said, the players are trading back lines, but it's going much better for the Bretonnians. On top of that, the Questing Knights are doing a great job. You can see they've been able to pile in and are just massacring these Necropolis Knights with Halberds. For the lady, for sure. And yeah, Necropolis Knights with Halberds can put up a good fight against them, but Companions are one of the better cav units in the entire game at doing this type of thing. And you can see the Necropolis Knights with Halberds are losing the fight because there's so many Bretonnians nearby as well. Cetra continuing to go after Peasant Archers, but the thing is, they're just going to, like, rout and then come back, and, like, he'll not have accrued that much value, whereas the damage done in the back line by the mighty Bretonnians has been absolutely devastating. And now the Casket's in trouble, which is pretty much one of the last bastions that could carry the Tomb Kings here in this game. So here comes Bretonnia. Knights are charging in, Casket of Souls being saved by a new Ushabti summoned. But, you know, the thing is, now the Knights are just going to run, and they're just going to cackle, man. Fey Enchantress also doing a great job. Her Mortis Engine effect is actually allowing the peasants to win some of these frontline fights. King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion is dead. I believe Kep Regard is pretty much in the trash can. And the Bretonnians are actually stabilizing their backline. And just like I said, all the Peasant Archers are now coming back, so the damage was really insubstantiated. Like, Skeleton Horsemen would have been better served for that than using Cetra, whereas having Cetra kind of in the battle lines would have been a little bit better. Dangerous, thank you for the $4.99 for the lady. Gotrek rules. He does indeed. Gotrek is a pretty badass character. If you haven't read the books, I would definitely recommend it. And that is that. So here you can see Cetra the Imperishable is taking a lot of bowfire, all of which is probably poison, I would imagine. Casket of Souls ripping a couple nice shots right there, but Gotrek is here. He's quite stalwart and steadfast. He will stay the course. Fey Enchantress doing her thing. Ushabti Summon will be disappearing here in a couple seconds. And there is a massive horde of erect Bretonnia Knights coming. You can see here we have the Companions. Yeah, that is a lot of heavy metal cav coming in for the lady. They got their great swords and their, I don't know what's on their back, but yeah, perhaps just equipment for the quests. The Knights of Bretonnia collapsing here. You can see a huge cinematic charge as the Knights just scream across the battle lines. And the Skeletons certainly not happy about that. You can see here the Casket of Souls is going to be getting worn down. Knights of the Realm will be able to kill it easily. And Gotrek is going to finish off Setro with the support of all this Peasant Bowman fire. And that appears to be it. For sure. I think that if the Tomb Kings wanted to win, instead of being so aggressive, they should have defended their back line with all of their assets. Maybe use the Nehekara Horsemen to go chase Peasant Archers, and then use your Necropolis Knights and Setra to defend your back line, because the Great Bows just got murked. And they're usually very good against Bretonnian heavy cav, but they just had no protection. Yeah. And that was that. All right. So, Heavy has the head that wears the crown. No king has survived more than one game today. So let me go ahead here. Random Nix, representing Poland, able to claim victory there. So let's go ahead and get this going. All right, perfect. So next up on the list, we have the Happy Puppy. Unless Hobbs has come back. Nope, Hobbs is nowhere to be seen. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. So Happy Puppy, let's get you in here. Let's party. Let's have some fun. And that's that. I have played Age of Sigmar games before. I don't actively play it right now, but I wouldn't be opposed to playing it someday. I don't know. It depends. I would just play with my Empire army from Warhammer Fantasy and just pretend like it's my Empire army, you know. Frank de Jong, the hand is recovering well. It's a slow process, but I notice like little micro things that I'm getting better at like every couple days now at this point. I can do a lot of basic things I couldn't do before, which is good. So yeah, it's improving slowly but surely. 0, is he? Hobbs didn't respond. I messaged the Hobbs. Yeah. All right. Very good. Happy Puppy is launching the game now. All right, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and switch the map. We can do the Hidden Waste Zone. I don't think that's a good map. We'll do Iron Sand Desert. Map set. Are they doing their picks and bans? Okay, Random Nix is going to be doing his picks and bans, and we'll get this party started. The healing gods are certainly restoring my health. Don't you guys worry. Try Calvin. He might be able to get to him. Nice, dude. Little Calvin and Hobbes reference. Yeah. I'm excited, man. Life is good. Turin, can you play a 2v2 with Lady Turin? I'll talk to her about it. Yeah. If she's interested, sure. Yeah, and if you guys are looking to get multiplayer games, I see a couple people in chat. If we have any mods here that could link to the Discord, that'd be great. But we have a section in that Discord called Looking to Practice, and you can find really tons of great people to practice with. And that would be my recommendation for getting games. Ladder is fine. Like, I play ladder games every now and then just to kind of, just casually get one or two in there. But yeah, I would definitely recommend, finding some folks to play with in the Discord. It's going to be better practice for you. That would be my 2 cents. All right, so banning Bretonnia. Happy Puppy bans Bretonnia, picks Beastmen. Oh, we got a Beastmen pick here from Happy Puppy. Random Nix says Bretonnia, Clan Rictus, and High Elves. So he could go Clan Rictus, or he could go High Elves here. Oh, time for some hot Tretch action. All right, so Random Nix is going to be going Skaven with Clan Rictus. So it's going to be Tretch. I am very excited for this. Hey, Zyphos, thank you for dropping a link, bud. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. We're making some pretty good progress today, Zyphos, so we might actually get to you on the list if you're still awake by then. I know it's pretty late over there in France. What time is it? Just about to be 1 a.m.? It's plus 8 hours, I think, right? For you guys? All right, what's cracking here? You guys want to see the corn berserkers I've been working on? I actually have some photos. While we got some time to kill, so I'll show you the kit bashes. Photos came out okay. I shared them on the community section. Hold on. On the road again. I just can't wait to be on the road again. Playing Warhammer with my friends. Okay, let me get these guys. I'm getting the boys out for you. We're whipping them out while the players do their picks and bans. I feel like the photos don't do them justice. They look a lot better in tabletop, but yeah. Let me show you guys what's cracking. Yeah, 1 a.m. over there in France. Yeah, pretty damn late. Image. You know, oh, I actually have this image. Okay, so we could just use that one. Corn. Corn, blood for the blood god. Happy Puppy likes using Kazrak. Well, that would be very interesting. Kazrak versus your boy Tretch would be the duel of duels. I certainly have to say. Okay, where is this graphic? Here we go. I think this will work. Okay, so you guys should be able to see him here. Yeah, so here's the corn berserkers I've been working on. Lady Turin painted the one with the banner on the far left. But yeah, so basically what we do is we took AOS corn blood warriors and we gave them a chainsword arm. We gave them a Space Marine shoulder pad, and then on the backside they actually do have power packs, so they have like Space Marine backpacks. So we kit bash those guys into berserkers. And yeah, so basically they're not completely done yet. There's still some detail work and touch-ups I need to do, but yeah, the banner's really, really cool. It's badass. Yeah, Lady Turin painted that one. Yeah, they're super angry. So you spray paint them black. You dry brush them with Thunderhawk blue to give the black a little bit of hue, and then you use what's it called? Retributor golds, and then you wash it with Reikland Flesh Shade. But you'll notice the gold is actually edge highlighted. So the gold is edge highlighted with silver to make it like shine. It doesn't look as good close up, but when you have them like on the table, like, you know, like in the distance, like they have this like cool shine. Because if it's just pure gold, it can look a little bit dull. So I actually really like to use gold and then edge highlight with Stormhost silver, and that gives you like this cool popping, like when they're on the table they really like stand out. So yeah. Oh, don't worry, I have plenty of Death Guard. I have a fully painted Death Guard army, but we're working on these boys. We have some Terminators as well that we just finished. They're actually in the distance there. You can't see them. Abaddon's back there, and I have 10 Terminators who are all painted just like this. They're really, really good looking. But yeah, these are the Corn Berserkers. They're not done yet. They're not done. Yeah, Lady Turin did the flag. She's really, really good. Like, she's a much better painter than me. I painted the other two, but she's the Dark Queen of painting. Yeah, the photos, I don't think it does them justice. When you see them on tabletop, they look really good. All right, so let's load back in. It looks like both players are ready. Let's get this party started. Oh, Lady Turin's my wife, Klaus. We've been married for several years now. Life is good. Yeah, Berserkers are about to get buffed super. Try mixing Nuln with Agrax. I just used Nuln on the metallics, and then I use Reikland Flesh Shade on the flesh and also on the gold. It looks pretty good. Yeah. I just paint all of my Chaos Space Marines as like Black Legion, sort of, and then I just play them as whatever I want. And it's actually lore friendly too, because Black Legion has a little bit of every Legion in them. Like, they have like World Eaters that are part of their faction, so you can just do that and it's totally fine. Matthew Mitchell, I know you're not a tech tips guy, but I lost my tower in the Colorado wildfire. Sorry to hear that, man. Do you have, think Warhammer would run on a newer laptop? Yeah, probably. But honestly, man, I would just, I know, yeah, you're probably like in a moving point in your life, so yeah, I would still recommend getting a desktop if you can justify it. It's going to be like better at running Warhammer 3 and more future-proof. Laptops can do it, but you're going to have to probably tune your settings down unless you just have like a beastly laptop. Like, and those are going to be really expensive compared to like a desktop that you could get for like $800 to $1,200 that would run this game very well. Yeah, I have used contrast paints. Yes. It will run, but I would still recommend a desktop unless you're in transition and you're constantly moving. Yeah, some people in chat could probably answer that a lot better. All right, guys, so now we have the duel between Random Nicks. So now back to business. It's going to be Random Nicks facing off against Happy Puppy. Random Nyx bringing out the Dread Legion of Tretch Craventail. It's going to be Plague Monks in the front, Skaven Slave Spears in the secondary, Helped Abomination backed up by a Plague Priest to Mortis Engine down the Beastmen Infantry. We have Trench Craventail here with his anti-large and just being terrible, and an Assassin as well. It's a nice Skaven army. I would imagine it's going to be a spawn rush here for Happy Puppy. And Happy Puppy does not disappoint. You can see the puppy here does have a bunch of spears. Backed up by a couple Gores, and Spawn are really the staple in this matchup. They're just so good at crunching into that army. We got Chariots in the back, a couple Raiders to kill a Hellpit Abomination, Gorbel, and a Cygor Summoner. And Morker the Shadowgave. Yeah, Happy Puppy brought a really good army. This is very solid. A lot of it's just going to come down to execution. And yeah, Matthew, I'm sorry I can't answer your question too much. Sorry to hear you lost some stuff, man. I hope you're doing well. And also on that note, yeah, if you want to join our Discord too, there's a lot of really tech-savvy folks in there who can help you out. So, yeah. That would be my 2 cents, brother. And again, all the best wishes to you. So the battle does rage on. Destroyers of Drakwold. I mean, Plague Monks will kill these chaff units very quickly. Especially with the Rat Ogres. You know, look at the atomic pimp slaps coming in from those guys. Plague Monks as well, bonus versus infantry, pretty good at clearing out spear chaff. Very cool build by Random Nyx, very different than normally what you would see in this matchup. But it seems to be pretty effective. Here are the Ogres and the Plague Monks, a nice little combo to fight against Gore Herds and Spawn. I don't know who would win that, like if those two units just fought shoulder to shoulder in like a vacuum. Anyways, Raiders here in the back from Happy Puppy are going to be teeing off into the Hellpit Abomination. Pretty solid, they're just going to want to sit there all game. And eventually they will be able to drag down the beast. Although it looks like Happy Puppy is doing some split fire. Looks like she's using some of the Ungor Raiders to shoot into Ogres, which isn't a bad idea. I mean, killing the Ogres first could be a good idea and saving the Hellpit for later, since the Hellpit heals and is really actually quite tough to finish. But anyways, Tretch Craventail and the boys fighting here. It looks like a Cygor summon has come down from the Puppy, and the Cygor is going to be going after the Plague Priest. And I mean, the Cygor is basically like a Walmart giant in melee. It's going to be able to do a ton of damage against, you know, a thing like a Plague Furnace here, which has pretty low melee defense at 26. Although, oh my god, did you guys see that? The Cygor just got knocked over there by that Plague Priest. That's pretty damn funny. Nice summons here in the back by the Skaven Plague Priest. Able to get some Plague Monks back here, and they'll make very quick work here of Ungor Raiders. And it looks like some Rat Ogres were also forced pathed into the back line. So Happy Puppy's missile line is temporarily shut down and may stay that way. Depends on the summons, and of course if these Skaven Slaves are able to finish off these Ungor Raiders, it'll be a little bit of a tough fight. Pup also in the back line with some Warhounds, and Random Nyx doing a decent job screening them out using a bunch of Skaven Slaves and just trash units. Granted, there's no weapons teams, there's no gun lines, so it's not like the Skaven really need to defend their back line, other than being surrounded and charged and things like that. Senor Puntang, are Spawn better than Minotaurs? They serve different rules, but yeah, generally speaking, I prefer Spawn, but that's just my playstyle. Minotaurs are a very good unit, so it just depends on what you're fighting. So the Cygor is still going. Another Cygor summon is still in the back pocket. Skaven do have a nice Death Star here. They have their Assassin, they have Tretch Craventail, they have the Plague Priest with a bunch of summons really buffering. You have to remember, any Beastmen infantry that do fight in this area are going to be getting afflicted by the Mortis Engine effect here of this Plague Priest. So that is potentially going to be a lot of damage. But that Cygor is thick, and he's making his way back. He will be disappearing here in a couple seconds. It looks like down he goes. But I'm pretty sure the Beastmen are saving another Cygor summon and probably a Spawn summon from Morker the Shadowgave. It looks like one has been used here. But the Beastmen are doing a good job cleaning up elsewhere too. Razorgore Chariots are just running through chaff. And yeah, it's going to be pretty bad for the Skaven Slaves. It's really just going to come down to the Skaven Slave pocket. But oh, how did this happen? Morker the Shadowgave actually got killed by some Ogres and some Skaven Slaves? It must have been Plague Monks. The Plague Monks must have actually been the ones to do that. Yeah, Morker the Shadowgave taken out. Happy Puppy needs to allocate all of her resources to save him. She has Chaos Warhounds here and here, both of which would be extremely capable. And if Morker comes back, he could heal to almost full health, depending on the length of the battle. But currently, Skaven are pulling ahead in the balance of power, largely due to the fact that Morker has been gooned. And now the Gorbel is afflicted by the Assassin's Trophy, and he is being ping-ponged into the Shadow Realm. So here comes the Assassin with the trophy heads, Rat Ogres with their good AP, Hellpit Abomination, and, you know, Tretch, of course, does have anti-large, so he does have some impact against a thing like a Gorbel. But yeah, Morker needs to be saved. That is the big thing here in this game. And will he be saved? Morker has come back. He did rally. It looks like something was able to stabilize him. And he should be able to out-heal the damage of Skaven Slave Spears. He does have 45 melee defense, so he'll be pretty resilient there. And this does give the Beastmen a way back into this game. Granted, the whole time that he's over there kind of fighting for his life. Ooh, a nice Brave Scream right there by Happy Puppy. Able to nail those Skaven Slave Spears. But Random Nyx is really tightening up his game. He's getting all these scary Skaven tools together. And it's going to be really tough for the Beastmen to crack. The second Cygor summon is active, and may be able to cause some terror routes. Granted, Plague Monks are immune to Psychology while their Frenzy's active, so they're not going to break easily, and the Cygor is dissipating, and down it goes because it is summoned. Therefore, its binding to reality is not super tight. So Happy Puppy could reorganize her forces, which would certainly be strong. Grab the Gorbel, grab the Bray Shaman, run over here, get Morker, get your Poison Hounds back into the battle. I think there's another one kind of lurking somewhere on the periphery, but yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of healing for Morker too, so delaying the final engagement is quite strong, and there are Raiders coming back. I mean, there are some answers that the Beastmen have. Also back here, we do have some dreaded tactical reserves, the Chaos Warhounds of Poison. Looks like they actually chased something off the battlefield. They have a couple kills, but yeah, the Beastmen just need to reorganize their forces at this point. Both players saying good luck, have fun. That's a pretty scary blob of Skaven, though. The mighty Tretch leading the horde. Trench is OP, look at him. Just running and cackling and doing absolutely nothing. He's like, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Beastmen. And the Helped Abomination and the Plague Furnace just kind of rolling dirty. Skaven are going to be chilling for now. Ogres might be able to catch the Chariots and do some good damage. And the Assassin really getting super aggressive. Obviously, Skaven Assassin is much quicker than Morker. Gore Herds are going to be sent in to intercept that Assassin, of course. And Assassin will take some damage there. Yeah, Happy Puppy's basically just trying to get her forces back. She's got her Bray Shaman here. It looks like she has been able to chase down a lot of stuff. So there certainly is a chance that she will be able to rally these forces. It's hard to say, but also on the other side of that coin, Helped Abomination is healing. It's getting stronger. That's going to be an absolute pain to kill. There are some spears and hounds and things like that, but Morker is now getting into combat. There's no escape for him. He can be chased down by the Furnace as well as the Assassin, and the Gore Herds are just completely routed. They just get massacred there by that bell. I love Skaven bells. Like the sound they make. Morker getting run over there is pretty glorious. Yeah, the Plague Monks were a pretty cool inclusion, for sure. I mean, Random Nix has always been one to play very unorthodox builds and make them work. He's definitely one of the better players out there. And Happy Puppy's a great player as well. Definitely handling business, but in the end, it looks like the Skaven Death Star was able to claim victory. Morker the Shadow Cave trying. Balance of Power is still, not terrible for Beastmen. I don't know if they have any summons left. It looks like there's going to be a Clan Rat summon, which is going to be used probably to chase Morker. I'm banking. Over here, we do have Plague Monks. Are those summons spawn? Oh, it looks like Morker did get his second spawn summon off. Nice play there by the pup. Able to grind down some of the Plague Monks and maybe actually isolate and do damage to the Hell Pit. This is actually not bad for Beastmen in some ways because the Skaven are disconjointed now. There's a lot of the Skaven army here in this area, and if you look over here, you can see the Hell Pit Abomination is actually a little bit alone. If the Raiders and Gorbel and some Hounds could trap the Hell Pit away from the main Skaven army and actually kill it or rout it, that might actually normalize the balance of power. And it's not like Tretch is going to hard carry this game, So, we'll see. Mr. 4K from Cheers from Argentina. First time watching you. Hey, welcome, man. Well, I'm glad you made it to a live stream here. Looks like another Skaven summon's going to be coming down here. So the Clan Rat's definitely going to be probably sealing the deal. The Ungor Spearman herds are just going to get, chaffed out here. And the Assassin chasing off Morker, which you pretty much have to because he's already healed up to almost 1,000 HP. You have to finish that guy off for sure. Helped Abomination will absolutely destroy these chariots just in sustained combat. Hellpits are such freaking cool units. Look at that thing, man. One of the more badass launch units. It has a freaking mech furnace on its back. Absolute gnarly contraption. Frank De Jong, add this to the prize pool after taxes and such. Sounds good, Frank. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, we got the scrap, man. Gorbel is going to be running for the hills. 94 HP. Point and overturn. Help its healing. And guys, Tretch is just too OP. He's this man. He's a man of character and integrity. Making an absolute stand here on the battlefield. Yeah, it was a good game. Happy Puppy's build was good. I think the Raiders needed to be alive too. But yeah, it was a good game. Either player could have won. It was a good proper scrap. Game went about 7 or 8 minutes long, which is always good. Tretch will take credit for that, 100%. And now we have our first true King of the Hill. With Random Nix going up with 2 wins here. And next, let's go to the Discord. Thank you so much, Frank, again, for your donation, brother. All right. Now we have Liam. The mighty Liam is here. Liam, you're up. So Liam is on the way. I thought Liam was a really cool name. All right, see ya, puppy. Well played. It was a fun match. Beastmen vs. Skaven is always one I enjoy watching. Alpine Ridge is our next map. And I think we're good. Perfect. Liam should be able to see the lobby, hopefully. 22 kills, almost no damage. I know, Tretch was handling business that game. Who knows what Random will bring next. So we got Liam here facing off against Random. So Random will pick his 3 factions, and that will be that. Hey, Rando, pick 3. And in the meantime, I will hydrate myself, and I recommend you guys all do the same thing. What's up, Polar Beef? How you doing, man? First time on the stream? Well, many more good times to come, hopefully for years to come. We'll be covering these Total War titles and having a good old jolly time. So Random is going to go Clan Rictus. He has to pick 3 factions, though. So he's picking Rictus, Carcassonne, and for his last one, what other memes could he unfurl? He could go Sigvald, too. He could go Chaos with Sigvald. That would certainly qualify on his meme train. And Knights of Caledor. Okay, so maybe Imric. Tretch, best lord ever. I know, he's pretty OP, Brian. So now, Liam, ban 1 and pick. So, oh. Liam, ban 1 and pick. Okay, he already knows. Okay, cool. So he's banning Skaven, and he's going to pick his faction from here. So basically, he wants to pick something that's good against the other 2 factions, against Bretonnia and High Elves, which, yeah, there's plenty of options, honestly. Coast would be a really good choice if Liam is good at Coast. Lizardmen could be okay. Yeah. Lizardmen could be okay. Quintus Fontaine says, I've got no idea what the Beastmen do regarding... Yeah, I have no idea about Beastmen lore. It's pretty wild. So he's banning Skaven, and I don't know if he's picked Lizards yet. He's kind of sitting on them, so we'll see if Liam goes for those bad boys. Harganeth, yeah, Harganeth would be a good one, Ice Power. Yeah, and he picks Lizards. Cool. So Lizardmen are pretty good against Bretonnia, although we have seen Bretonnian players win that matchup. As a matter of fact, I didn't really know how to win that matchup as Bretonnia, but then I saw Felcon play a couple games yesterday. He showed me the way. So apparently Bretonnia has some builds that can beat Lizards. Oh, yeah, Random Nix is going Bretonnia again. He's going Carcassonne, so that means we're going to get Fey Enchantress. No Lewin. I mean, he could bring a Bretonnian Lord. Yeah. Zach Estelle, you get off work in 50 minutes? Right on, man. Well, let's carry you through to the end of your workday. Shall do it together. Freaking apocalyptic fires here in California. It's just like the sky is orange. I've been having a ton of allergies to because obviously there's tons of just ash raining down on our cars and our homes and through our windows if you leave them open for too long. Yeah, it's pretty wild. You want some Crone Hellebron? Yeah, Crone doesn't get much love. And it's funny because she's not a bad lord. Crone is has some really good abilities. Her AoE buff, the Madness of Cain or whatever it's called, I forget. It's really strong actually. And she has good mount options. She has a Volkmar-esque chariot. She has Manticore. She's really not bad. She's just overshadowed by Marathi and Malekith and some of those other characters. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I know. We will see Tic-Tac-Toe. I know, I thought we saw him earlier, but we didn't. You think Liam will bring Tic-Tac? I wouldn't. Tic-Tac's god-awful against Bretonnia. I would definitely just bring, some, Lifelon or, a Croc-R type character. Croc-R is very good here on foot, also. Yeah. Buy some industrial carbon filters. Your lungs will thank you. Yeah, we're going to be moving soon, so hopefully we can, yeah. The end times have arrived in California. I know. It looks like the first plane of hell. Dude, Frank, very accurate assessment, brother. Yeah, it's really bad. There's huge fires everywhere. And we live in a house that's it's an old Spanish-style house. And the windows are these weird windows that fold on one another instead of closing in the traditional way. So they don't fully seal the air. So it always is unless we tape up our windows and everything, it's just oh, it's such a pain. Yeah, so we'll see, guys. Yeah, there was actually, so Felcon and Soothsayer had a really good best of 7 on my son Herbert Walker's tournament finals, and Soothsayer was able to actually win a game using Malice Darkblade against Felcon. Yeah, it was a really, really good series. If you guys haven't seen that, somebody could drop a link to it. I don't know where my son Herbert Walker has it posted, if it's on his YouTube channel yet, but damn, that series was good. And he's an amazing caster, too. If you guys haven't seen my son Herbert Walker, he's just an absolute gem in the community. He does a great job casting tournaments as well. Yeah, we're on fire here, guys. Malice isn't bad either. Like, he's just overshadowed, you know? I think I'll do a video on that, like, overshadowed lords. Lords who've been left in the darkness for far too long. Read your name out loud if you're not a bot. Lucas. Hello, Lucas. So Random Nix is ready. I think I know the build Random's going to bring, more or less. Maybe some adjustments, but we'll see. Carcassonne does get rid of one of the better options in this matchup because King Lewin is like the go-to. It looks like both players are ready. Let's get this party started. Random Nix is our current King of the Hill with 2 wins. And yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. We're going hard. Alpine Ridge calls. Turin's son is quite accomplished. Hey, what's up, Hadries? Why would you name your son Herbert Walker? Well, you've seen There Will Be Blood, haven't you? That's what the reference is. It's a great movie. Malice actually does have an item above his Big Blast that heals him constantly. So he is healing through his damage. But I don't know if it applies when it's in his demon form. Yeah, it's hard to say. Hey, Dries, thank you for the happy birthday wishes. As always. It's not truly my birthday, guys, but it is the running joke here on this channel. So, for the forces here of Random Nix, we have the mighty Green Knights for the rest of his battle line. It's going to be Peasant Archers, it looks like. So yeah, Peasant Archers, Peasants, Spearmen at Arms, and a bunch of Cavs. So Questing Knights into the Sunset, obviously. Pretty good against the hordes of lizards. He's got a Trebuchet. So yeah, it's going to be Fey Enchantress, Paladin, and Green Knight are going to be the hero kit, which is solid. Arno, I do not have any children. Over here on the far side, we have Pterodon Riders. Pterodon Riders in the corners of the map here for the lizards, so getting quite sneaky for sure. We have a big thickness here. We have Lord Mazdamundi with Saurus, so a couple Temple Guard mixed in as well, it looks like. Temple Guard, Star Chamber Guardians, Dread Saurian, and Mazdamundi. This is actually like a fairly standard build to an extent. The Dread Saurian, you know, Mazdamundi healing combo, just big threat overload with these big thick monsters stacked with Temple Guard is usually pretty common, but yeah, it's good. I dig the build. I think both players certainly have a chance here. Random's going to have to work hard, though, and it depends on the micro of Liam, obviously. Kevin McLaughlin, thank you for the $50 donation. A big fat one, man. Kicking off my Gaming Friday, watching your stream while I wait for the rest of my friends to log on. Always appreciate the content and hope all is well. Kevin, you're very welcome. I hope you and your crew are ready to assemble and have a good time on this glorious Friday night. And thank you so much for the $50 donation, man. I'll keep it running for as long as I can. Thank you, man. You know, the Dread Saurian with Mazdamundi is fine, because you have Apotheosis. It's not as much healing, but they then also have to deal with Mazdamundi on Zlok, which is a massive threat as well. He is a beast on this thing. So, yeah, don't worry, guys. It's still very powerful. Oftentimes you see like a Slan of Life plus Dread Saurian, or Mazdamundi plus Dread Saurian. It also gives you access to the Nets of Amentok, which is super good. So there's plenty of answers here. Anyways, Green Knight is basically running up on the hill. Yeah, Mazdamundi can heal. He has a spell called Apotheosis. So I know a lot of you guys may not have seen this, but it's not as much, but it's like an Earthblood on a single target. So it's really not bad. It's really not bad. So here the Green Knight is up on the hill, just trolling and cackling, but also taking some free damage here from the Pterodon Riders with their little poison darts. Trebuchets are shooting in at Temple Guard, if I'm not mistaken. No, it looks like maybe Saurus. It's hard to tell. In the back here, we do have the Pterodon Riders coming in to kind of harass the Trebuchet, but the Peasant Bowmen are pretty keen to this, and they, of course, do have the poison arrows, so they're going to be crossfiring, and these Pterodon Riders should be taking some pretty ample damage. So, yeah, we will see. Saurus Warriors on the low ground, preparing to advance. Probably, no, Lizards are going to want to advance. Also, you need to make sure that your big monsters are protecting your infantry, because otherwise they're going to get rode down like this. And you need to brace as well. These guys are unbraced, so they're going to be taking big damage. And the Bretonnia Knight's going to be hammering in right now. Brutal stuff. Brutal stuff indeed. And the Temple Guard taking a lot of freebies. Giving some back, though. Questing Knights lose a couple models and take some HP damage. But Random Nix with a really nice quad charge there. Able to really tatter the Lizard lines. And you can see the Dread Saurian is hot in pursuit. Maybe able to pick off 1 or 2 models on the retreat. And it looks like it does. In the back, Pterodon Riders here for Liam are going in. But it looks like they get Last Samurai pretty good. One of them does survive. Definitely just hide those guys in the trees at this point. You know, keep them for the 4th quarter in the game. Yeah, those Pterodons are not having a good old jolly time. Questing Knights actually took a surprising amount of damage, which seems to always be the case when you charge into Lizards. 36 models here, 42, 38. You know, a lot of models actually lost. And I mean, the amount of damage they got on the Lizards was good. I suppose, but yeah, I don't know. Not the best thing in the world, I suppose. But big healing going down. Overcasted Earthblood from the Bretonnians is going to be topping off those questing knights as much as they can. Of course, questing knights are not like blood knights. They cannot be resurrected via the lore of vampires, so you got to pay the troll toll there. And now the lizards definitely want to advance. I mean, if the trebuchets keep getting freebies and just blasting their temple guard, they're going to be having a pretty bad time here. Both players saying good luck, have fun, good sportsmanship all around, and the lizards do advance, but Bretonnia is happy to just sit back and cackle. And the peasant archers definitely will probably just focus down a big target here. Mazda Muddy's 130 armor. He's thick. He's hard to kill. Dreadsaurian, though, is 100 armor, so a little bit more of a viable target in terms of your archer focus. And it is a feral Dreadsaurian. I could have sworn Dreadsaurians had like 90 armor for some reason. I guess not. Anyways, Pterodons are lurking in the wings, shooting their poison darts here at the questing knights and the lizards with very much a slow roll. Also, if you're playing lizards against Bretonnia, I would recommend keeping your forces tighter. Like, being spread out like this makes it harder for your monsters to protect everything. Whereas, like, right now, the Bretonnians could potentially overload certain positions, and the lizards are not going to be in a position to react to that, as efficiently. Not that they can't. And, I mean, yeah, they're very thorny. I mean, there's not too many great targets here in this lizard army to go for. Trebuchet taking those Star Chamber Guardians to Pound Town for sure. And, yeah, Random Nyx is completely happy to sit here doing this. Just using every single ounce of that Trebuchet ammunition on the Temple Guard as they advance, certainly not a bad idea. So Liam attempting to harass. He's using his Pterodon Riders, just kind of poking, looking for engagements here. And the Green Knight, the Paladin, they're content to just charge in and pick off Saurus models. I mean, this style of play is really going to favor the Bretonnian army, especially considering they do have the, the Peasant Archers in the back. So they could just scoot up and start shooting as well. But the Lizards, I think, eventually will have to charge here. They got to do it. Because Bretonnia is just going to keep picking them apart with these charges. Here comes another downhill charge, too, into Saurus. Many of the Saurus are sent flying. Several models are actually killed on impact. And the questing knights get out more or less unscathed. It looks like one of the knights is kind of trapped here, maybe two of them, so they might actually get dragged down, but we'll see if they're able to get away. Lizards are moving up the hill. You definitely got to push in quicker, in my opinion. Although both armies have taken damage, but the Pterodon Riders have certainly gotten the lower end of that exchange there. They're all quite damaged. Still have a pretty good model count, though. Despite taking a lot of archer fire, you can see these Pterodons have 8 of 8 models, so they've been able to endure that quite well. And now the Peasant Archer is going to be ripping some poison shots here into the Pterodons and doing a little bit of damage, not too much. Trebuchet still just pounding the Star Chamber Guardians, and another 2 Star Chamber Guardians do go down there. And it looks like maybe some more, down to 62 models in total. And yeah, here come the Lizards, man. You got to advance in there. Got to start causing some problems. Just blob up, get a big nasty Lizardman blob. That's really the way to play this. And Random Nyx does pull back the questing knights, but he pulls back here, baits those guys in, and then he goes after the Saurus on the other side. Right? So he's able to really go after those guys. And yeah, Random Nyx really doing a good job keeping safe, and you'll notice the balance of power is already in the favor of Random here, because he's been able to get so many free picks. Oh, big banishment! Nice one there by Liam. Really good cast, able to really hammer the Knights of Carcassonne. That was actually a good one. Granted, it does kill some Saurus as well, it looks like. And yeah, the Green Knight's just blobbing them up. Green Knight is very tough to kill. There's more or less no magic damage here in this Lizard army, so he's going to be holding firm. And the Peasants are probably going to be going after the Dreadsaurian. That's what I would do. It's a big target. It's very easy to focus down with missile play. And Green Knight is just an absolute raid boss to kill. And again, Questing Knights just killing these Saurus. They're able to rampage them. They're going to pull back from there. It looks like the Peasant Archers are focusing down the Temple Guard on both sides, which certainly isn't a bad idea. Because Fey Enchantress plus Questing Knight plus Peasant Bowman Fire probably will be enough to finish off these Star Chamber Guardians, considering the Mortis Engine effects of the Fey Enchantress. And now it looks like a big charge going in. Liam does use a net, a nice one there, to break the charge of these Questing Knights, the ones that did have the favor of the Fey. That was very, very good, but I think Liam is falling too far behind. I think his army was fine, and it could have won, but I think he waited too long to engage. Played the cat and mouse game a little bit too much. Ruination of Cities going down here, and now you can see the Star Chamber Guardians going to be piling in, but the Bretonnian Knights have gotten a nice engagement. But it's if the Dreadsaurian is able to get some good ganks, maybe kill the Fey Enchantress, Jabba the Hutt can kind of help out there. Maybe so. Random Nyx does fall back with these Questing Knights. They are getting pulled back nice and good like here. The Peasant Mobs and the Fey Enchantress are grinding in combat. Trebuchet still shooting in, but remember, every second that the Fey Enchantress is fighting in combat, she has an aura effect which does damage to infantry. And it doesn't care how tanky or how elite you are. So the Star Chamber Guardians are going to be getting melted by that effect. Melee Salon, thank you for the $10 donation. Michaela, the Fire Wizard, going mad in California. Thank you so much, Melee Salon, for the donation. Yeah, there's certainly some bright wizards on the loose here in California right now. causing some problems. Some renegade bright wizards from the colleges of magic. We may never know. Here the Dread Saurian is down to 8.3k. Mazdamundi getting low, but it's going to get uglier now because the Peasant Bowmen are going to start focusing them. Temple Guard being kited. I mean, you can see they're basically just chasing peasant mobs. They should be in this blob and are going to be getting crossfired by peasant archers. Eventually shot in the back as well, in which their shields are not going to be super effective here. Peasant mobs, they got their pitchforks and hoes, going to go fight for the lady. Literally the most haggard infantry in all of the old world, aside from maybe Skaven slaves. Doing battle with like some of the most elite of the elite and, you know, actually winning. Archers in the back are able to do some big damage, and you can see the Temple Guard are shaken. Peasants, of course, are shaken, but holding firm. And the battle's pretty much over at this point. Dread Saurian and Mazdamundi are squashed by the Questing Knights and the Green Knight, and that is going to be all she wrote. Man, really solid showcase by Random Nicks. Just goes to show, man, if you're a skilled Bretonnian player, you can certainly win that matchup. Liam played a good game in some respects. He had some nice plays, a really good banishment, a really good net as well. But his delay cost him a lot. Also, if you're playing Lizards against Bretonnia, you don't want to be spread out like that. You want to have all your forces in a box so that every time the Bretonnians come in, they have to eat some dinosaur in the face. Because in that case, it allowed Random Nicks to really just go and goon whatever he wanted, like that was loose, and control the battlefield. So again, Liam, you played a great game, bud. But my advice in the future would be keep a tighter formation, be more patient with your Ripperdactyls, or excuse me, your Pterodons. Don't send them in until your main army is engaged, because then the Peasant Bowmen have to choose to shoot the dinos or the Pterodactyls. So that would be my 2 cents. Yeah, well played. Random Nicks, of course, is an amazing player, so no stress there. All right, so let's update the score. It's going to be 3 for the Random Man, and now he faces off against Valkanos. Valkanos, are you back yet? All right. Okay, no worries, Valkanos, we can push you, so we'll get a move hacker. We can push Valkanos down a little bit, which is fine. So A-Move Hacker will be up next. A-Move Hacker, of course, a very solid player. We'll do Angui for that map. Liam, man, no stress. You played a good game, brother. Versus a very tough opponent. All right, cool. So we'll see if A-Move Hacker is here. He appears as offline, but I'm pretty sure he's here. Might actually get onto the reserve list today. Well, Random, you're going to have to play A-Move this game, so your memes will certainly be met by some ferocity. He's in chat. If you guys want, you can inspire his choice. It looks like a lot of dwarf fans want some Dowie play. Certainly don't blame him. I love myself some dwarves. Everyone wants something different. Empire? Some Wintertooth? Oh my god. Wintertooth, Jesus. That's some next level haggardness. Alright, so we'll see if A-Move is joining. Should be here. Pull up my Steam friends list. Can someone mod a Wookiee into this game? That'd be pretty funny. A-Move always has like some name that it doesn't match his Steam name, so I can't tell who he is here on this list. I'm looking. Is it you? Is it you? No, it's not you. I think he's just legit appearing offline. Okay, so no response from A-Move yet, so we will have... Very good. So get app mule. Let's have you go ahead and join, bud. So I just tagged you in the Discord. A-Move will put you back. I'm sure you weren't expecting to be up this quickly. Wookiee would have to be like a Dread Saurian beast, yeah, for sure. You'd have to be some colossal monster. All right, so let me go ahead and message him. Cool. Turin, if you could simp for one faction, I don't know, man. That's a tough question. I don't even. What does that even entail? Like for a faction? Like, I don't know. That's so ridiculous. I misspelled grumbling. So what are we getting? Dwarves? Is that going to be one of his factions? Of course. Get Out Mule is coming. Very good. We'll do it to it. Yeah, I mean, we're making pretty good progress through this list, honestly. We're going to get into reserve. So a lot of you guys who thought you might not be able to play because you didn't make the 10, it's very possible here. All right, so map set. Good luck, have fun. So let's see what Random Nix picks. So Random Nix was just visiting with you guys in chat. And he's going to pick, I'm sure, based on what you guys said. Probably Wintertooth, Dwarves. Yeah. Oh, I love me some Empire, Frank. Empire's what I play in tabletop. And yeah. Empire, Dwarves all day. Hey, Get Out Mule says, first time on Turin stream. I'm so hype. Well, we're happy to have you here, man. And win or lose, don't stress it. It's going to be a good time. This is how you get better, man. You just practice. Yeah, Jun Huang. Yeah, out of region. You're probably going to get to play. So stand by, brother. So we've had a couple people no-show. The stream has spoken. So, okay, so I ban one and pick my own. Correct. Okay, Clan Angrand, Wintertooth, and the Blessed Dread. Oh my god. The Blessed Dread is here. I don't know. I like Blessed Dread just because it has Dread in the name. It's so funny. Hold on, guys. I'm taking off the shirt. I'm going full 32-year-old working from home. Oh, come on. I'm not as skinny as I used to be. It's kind of hard to get the shirt off. Oh, there you go. All right. There you have it. You know, Sainier, I like Nurgle more in 40k than I do in Fantasy. In Fantasy, I'm not as much about that. I mean, I still like Nurgle in Fantasy, but yeah. Does anyone know what determines the default faction? I think it's just set. It's preset. Yeah. All right. So Get Out Mule's going to ban the Blessed Dread and pick Skaven, and then we have to go for the Wintertooth. So we got Wintertooth against Skaven, Norska against Skaven. This is a matchup that is massively favored for Norska if it's played the proper way. So if Random Nix really wants to be super nasty, he can basically just spam Skinwolves and like bum rush him with Berserkers, and it's so hard for Skaven to stop. So, but I have a feeling Random Nix is not going to do that. I think he's going to go with Throg and a bunch of Trolls, and that's going to be it. So, yeah. We'll see. I'm in California, so where I am right now, it's about 4:30. I know all of you poor Europeans are in the wee hours of the night, but appreciate having you guys here. I stay up till like 3 or 4 a.m. every night anyways, so yeah. I'm a creature of the night, so I'm completely about watching streams late night. All right, so both players are going to pick their armies now, and we'll get this party started. Random Nix against Get Out Mule. I don't think I've ever seen this match before live. Kevin, you're talking about Skaven versus Norska? Yeah, it's a tough one. It's massively favored for Norska, in my opinion. Like, it can be won by Skaven, but I think it's a good like 60-40 for Norska. Maybe 55-45, but it's still pretty substantial, in my experience. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Pig, you got a nice time zone there. It's only 6:30 for you. Yeah, but we're good. So yeah, Throg is coming 100%. Throg is not bad against Skaven. He can fight Doom Wheels and Hell Pits and things like that. So I can see that being good. Yeah, Skinwolf Rush is the competitive way to do this. Like Skinwolves, Berserkers, maybe a couple Javelins mixed in there. It's pretty good. Marauder Horsemen can do the trick also. Pretty early in the morning in Australia, 9:30 a.m. in Sydney. All right, on. So we're getting some of the Australian folks a nice streaming time. That's right on. Cool, man. Yeah, 60-40 sounds about right. Yeah, Guac, I agree. I think it can be won. Aerocrastic was actually giving me some good ideas about how to beat Norska with Skaven. It's been a dreaded matchup for me. Like, I've run into this so many times in tournaments because I like to play Skaven in tournaments, and I end up getting counterpicked with Norska, and I've really struggled with it. Yeah, last time I played in a tournament was against Soothsayer, and we had this matchup. It was game 3 too, and I went Skaven, and he counterpicked with Norska, and it was really tough. I used mortars and was able to kill the infantry, but the Skinwolves and the monsters I had a lot of problems with. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. Wouldn't trolls get punished by artillery on the approach? So the problem, Dome, is if you go artillery, like, Norska is so good at swarming your battle lines, it's really tough to protect them. You can, though. Warp Lightning Cannons are quite good in this matchup. I actually like having, like, one big Warp Lightning Cannon with, like, some halberds to protect it. I know, Frank. It's Friday. We're going to be partying, man. Just a sec. I was in WC, he says. Not sure what that means, but no problem. We will see. We will see indeed. The randomness, the most random of the Nixes here. Yeah, so I kind of explained why the matchup's bad for rats. It's because Skinwolves like kill everything on the roster pretty efficiently. Like they kill ogres, hell pits, they can swarm gun lines, and you know the infantry of Norska is really pretty good leadership and resilient at pushing through your screens. It's hard, and the mammoth is also a threat too. Throg is Pog? Yeah, Throg's coming for sure. I mean, you don't pick Wintertooth and not bring Throg. Like, you just don't do that. That's just wrong. The Condom Wolves are quite scary. Yeah, Warp Lightning Cannons are very good, Matt, against Skin Wolves because they can kill the models outright, which means they can't regenerate. So, getting a single Warp Lightning Cannon, just sitting it on the Skin Wolves is a really, really solid, smart play. And it's very, very good. WC is toilet and European. Oh, I was like, he was talking about Warriors of Chaos? What is this? In European speak. All right, so the battle is soon to rage underway. It's going to be the glorious hordes of Wintertooth facing off against the dreaded Skaven. First time on the stream here for one of our challengers, but let's give him a big welcome. I'm sure he'll do great. Yeah. Could it help it bring down a mammoth? Probably. Yeah, help it would probably win that. Regeneration, anti-large, AP. The mammoth's combat stats are pretty low unless it's fighting infantry. Mammoths are actually pretty good at fighting monsters, though. It depends. Are we talking like Wolfric on a mammoth, or are we talking like a base mammoth? Yeah. I've never heard the WC term used before. Yeah. Never heard that. Yeah, we'll see. Warp Fire Throwers, interesting. All right, so Random Nix did go with a pretty competitive build. Yeah, okay. So you guys are going to get a taste of the rainbow here. So Random Nix did go with a good build. He's got 4 Skin Wolves, which is really standard, Marauders and Berserkers, Javelins to kill big targets, a single Chariot for disruption, and Throg and a Bale Fiend. So honestly, this build is pretty competitive. The one thing it's missing is maybe a Mammoth, but yeah, it's going to be rough for the Skaven, I think. If Random Nix, of course, plays very well. Although maybe this will catch him off guard. Look at this, guys. Your boy, Get Out Mule. Perhaps he was hearing about how good Warp Lightning Cannons are against Skin Wolves, and he's got 3 of them. Triple Warp Lightning Cannon. Attaboy. He's got a Plague Priest here, a bunch of Skaven slaves ready to take a beating for the Horned Rat. And aside from that, we got Skrulk Daddy, I think. Nope, Deathmaster, Assassin, and a million gutter runner rats with Plague Monk Sensor Bears. It's a good build, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it could catch Random Nix off guard. It could. By the way, did you name yourself after Turin Bar? No, I did not, from Cimmerillion. My middle name is actually Turin. I don't know. My dad, it's of Italian ancestry, so because my dad's side of the family are Italian-Irish, so that's where that came from. Yeah. Pretty exciting. Triple Warp Lightning Cannon. There's a lot of zap. Is he going to be able to protect it, though, is the question. Sensor Bears are actually pretty good at breaking Skin Wolves because they hit really hard, and they also discourage the leadership. But more importantly, they do magic damage, and Skin Wolves really have a lot of physical resist. So Sensor Bears are actually a really niche answer against the juicy Skin Wolves. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, honestly, I think this Skaven build is capable of winning. It's going to take a lot of good micro and decision making and all that sort of good stuff, but time will certainly tell, my friends. Time will certainly tell. Yes, yes. Christopher says, I am Italian-Scottish. Very cool, man. I'm mostly Italian and Irish in my ancestry. Obviously, if we were tracing back to my countries of origin. Obviously, my families have been in America for many, many generations. So, but yeah, Italian and Irish mostly is the jam. Arnor, I believe so. This is pretty cool, though. We got Deathmaster and an Assassin, a bunch of Night Runners. Certainly could poke down some Berserkers. You definitely got to go run some interference. I would have liked to have seen 1 Mortar as well to kill the Berserkers, but yeah, I mean, you know, triple Warp Lightning Cannon, sometimes all-in gambits like this can pay off. It's going to be hard to protect, though, for sure. Random is not going to give it up for free. And what he'll probably do is run through the trees on the side and kind of try and circumvent the Warp Lightning Cannons. Immediately, Random Nick sees that stuff and is like, oh boy, let's go ahead and reform ranks and try and find a proper engagement. Skaven should go run interference now. Just get their assassins and go poke and, you know, try and pick off some berserker models if they can. That would definitely be a very, very powerful play there. So we'll see what happens. And yes, here come the gutter runners with poison. The assassin and Deathmaster Snickage lurking in the shadows. Definitely going to be eyeing Throg. I mean, Deathmaster plus an assassin could easily kill Throg in combat. I mean, granted, Throg has pretty good mass, so he probably could escape them, but it's hard to say. So yeah, it's going to be a very cautious engagement here from the Norskins. They're going to be taking their Skin Wolves and just, you know, circumventing the flanks here and trying to do their thing. But honestly, I do like this Skaven build. I think it's pretty cool. I think it really does have the chance to win if things are played well. But you have to remember, Random Nix is a very, very high-level tournament player. He's currently in the top 8 of the ECL, which is a really competitive format. So he's going to be able to handle the Warp Lightning Cannons, I would imagine, pretty well. I mean, you could snipe the Balefiend here. Go for that. Throg is also a good target to snipe. But the Skin Wolves are what you really want to snipe, and they're hiding in the trees now. So, you know, Random is not making them easy targets. And he's also flanking around here with the Skin Wolves and is able to hide them with the trees. So, yeah, those Warp Lightning Cannons are not going to be able to get the targets they want that early. And yeah, you can see the Balefiend is taking some decent damage. Nothing to write home about, but it's certainly not terrible. And here we do have a flank engagement. So Throg's coming. Skin Wolves are piling in. So you got to be ready for this. He tried to use a concealment bomb here, but it looks like the gutter runners are going to be kiting back, and assassins are good against Skin Wolves. They can kill the models outright. Yeah, you can see one Skin Wolf has already been lost, so that's pretty good. If those Skaven assassins can keep picking off Skin Wolves, that'll be very, very solid indeed. Skin Wolves being kited back. Assassins kind of poking here. On the opposite side, we do have the Skin Wolves over here, and a Chariot as well. So there needs to be some, like, that's the one thing this army's missing is kind of Rat Ogres. Because, yeah, the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers are going to have a bad time versus Chariots plus these guys. We'll see, though. Yeah, if the Plague Furnace and some Skaven Slaves can maybe help muck these guys up a little bit, maybe it won't be so bad. However, here, you know, one unit of Skin Wolves is broken down, so very well played to the Skaven here. Ooh, guys, look at this. In an assassination attempt, Throg is afflicted by all sorts of nasty debuffs. Assassin's Trophy and Deathmaster Snitch is going deep on Throg. This bad boy is getting pounded. And yeah, Gedapmule doing a very good job holding the initial rush. Definitely should get Deathmaster plus the Assassin to hunt Throg down. And yeah, one unit of Skin Wolves is broken. It looks like the other one might be broken as well. So yeah, both Skin Wolves on that side broken. Very, very nice play. But in the back line, this is where things get real nasty. Sensor Bearers are holding with the Plague Furnace, but we have these nasty, nasty Skin Wolves back here causing problems. And the Plague Priest gets more Dissension effect, not super impactful against these type of units. And it looks like 2 of the Warp Lightning Cannons have more or less been taken offline. No, this one will actually stabilize. But yeah, Random Nix being very, very aggressive in the back line and trying to take off these Warp Lightning Cannons. Very, very good choice indeed. And now the Assassin plus Deathmaster are hunting down Throg. They should not let him escape. They need to just put their pedal to the metal and really, really take out Throg. Wow, Throg's really fast, actually. 56 speed. So yeah, Throg is faster than them. That's funny. But this is the risk of bringing, you know, this many Warp Lightning Cannons. Eventually, Norska will get through your front door. And it's going to be tough to protect this position. It looks like the Warp Lightning Cannon here was shattered. Random Nix was able to get his Condom Wolves in the back and is doing some okay work against the Gutter Runners as well. There's one Warp Lightning Cannon online. Plague Furnace here. Going to be summoning some Plague Monks, and of course will be very good against the hordes of Marauders. But yeah, 2 Skin Wolves being broken early was very, very good for the hordes of Skaven, but I think it's going to be tough. There is an answer for infantry. I noticed someone in chat. Ice Power. The Plague Furnace here could kill pretty much an indefinite amount of infantry, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Considering there's still 2 Javelins online, they can probably kill that. And oh, a fat burning head going down. Tears through the Skaven lines, going through Skaven Slaves and Plague Monks. Nasty, nasty stuff. And the only thing that's online is still the Ikid Zap Zap cannon, but the other 2 Warp Lightning Cannons are offline for now. But I have to say, Gedapmule is playing a very good game. He said it's his first time ever playing on stream. I don't know about his tournament experience, but he's putting up a great fight against Random Nix. It's a hard matchup for Skaven, and he had some really, really good plays early on. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So here we have the Skaven Assassins. Throg was actually able to kite them. I did not expect Throg to actually be faster than the Skaven Assassins, but I guess he is. And now the Skaven are going to be pulling their characters back. Obviously, this entire Norscan army here is being afflicted by the Mortis Engine effect. You can see here a little tooltip on the bottom. If I show you, it's called Billowing Death. So those characters are going to be taking perpetual damage over time. But there's still Skin Wolves online, and that's what's so bad about Skin Wolves. If you don't, like, just decimate them and destroy them, they come back and, you know, 18 of 18 models here. These ones have 8 models, but that's still so many Condom Wolves. And, yeah, it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough indeed. Throg is just kind of lurking in the trees, not really doing anything, but he doesn't need to. Granted, I mean, the Mortis engine could pull this back for the Skaven. One assassin getting very low. Deathmaster is still in functional shape. It depends. Do the Skaven have more summons? It looks like they do. So they summon some Plague Monks here. The Javelins, of course, doing some big damage. But that Mortis engine is really, really doing a great job. And the Skaven do have some Slingers, some Night Runners kind of mixed in the trees. Maybe they're going to be able to break off some Skin Wolves. We will see. Mass Skaven Kite is rough because Skin Wolves are very quick. And they can use their Shielded Marauders to kind of pursue you. It's a hard one. It's a tough matchup, but it's not over yet. Here's a really nice pick, actually. Deathmaster Snickage able to get on the Balefiend of Fire. Scroll of Shielding is active. Negative 32, Deathmaster just going deep. Maybe shattering this character, actually. It's broken. Negative 6, Deathmaster is going to hunt it down. 100% should. Balefiends are pretty quick, but yeah, I don't know. Looks like he's going to not chase it. Plague Furnace still going. Balance of Power is pulled back, like dead even, I'm telling you guys. Mortis Engine effects are like so good at killing a ton of characters. And yes, you are hearing the condom wolves. That's what I call them, because I've always felt that Skin Wolf, I feel like if I was at a gas station on Route 66, at a truck stop, there would be like a brand of condoms called Skin Wolves, just super haggard. So you're not the only one hearing that. You're correct. And yeah, the battle rage is on, man. Really, really nice comeback here by the Skaven. Just the tenacity here of this mighty Plague Priest. And Deathmaster has been having a really good run too. Oh, and it looks like Deathmaster is actually hunting Throg down. Check this out. He's found him. If Throg were to go down to the Skaven Assassin here. Oh, Throg is getting really low. He might as well turn around and fight now. And Throg's going to be turning around. But man, he is getting shanked by Deathmaster. Look at this tiny little rat. Just doing backflips. Causing problems. Oh my god. This is so close. Is Deathmaster going to win this? He gets clobbered over the head, but Throg's leadership is very low. There are some Norskins coming, but Deathmaster does more damage the more HP are missing. And it looks like Deathmaster Snickage is able to win it. Throg's running for the hills. Oh, but he's so close to breaking, he needs to kill Throg. Throg regenerates. But the Marauders are hunting him. He does use the Whirl of Weeping Blades. Oh, look at that heavy metal just slicing and dicing the Norskins there. Oh, that's so cool. And Throg is going to be broken, guys. And now it looks like Deathmaster is popping over here to go after the Famir Balefiend of Fire. Oh, and he gets the shank. There's going to be a Burning Head going down here in a second, but Deathmaster is on the hunt. Is he going to hard carry this game? Maybe so. Oh, and the Deathmaster Sigil is active. Nice play right there. Here it comes. Oh, and down goes the Balefiend. Taken out by the Deathmaster. Heavy metal, dude. Heavy metal. Hell yeah, dude. That was awesome. So the Balefiend is down. There's still a Plague Furnace. Will the Skaven be able to rally back in this game? They still have a couple Gutter Runners. Of course, the Mortis Engine effect. Yeah. Dudes, this is close. Javelins are coming back here. We got Throg. We have some Marauders, but I don't know, guys. I'm not seeing too many Skin Wolves. I don't know where they are. Are they up here? No, those are routing Marauders. Yeah, Snickage is such a cool character. I really think he's really good. Looks like a summon's going to be going down from the Skaven. So they're saving some summons here. The Berserkers are going to be running, but there's no sense in running here. They're just going to get chased down if they run. And yeah, the Skaven are able to get some damage here, but all the while, Random Nick's able to get his chariots going after the Night Runners in the shadows. He still has that chariot. And Throg is healing too. That's a pretty big problem. But those Berserkers just get crumped. Yeah. Dude, the Deathmaster's just doing work, man. Just bullying Throg. But yeah, not finishing Throg could be something he regrets. However, he was able to bounce over and get the other character. So yeah, now he's just chasing off the Berserkers, which is a smart play. Both players pretty much going to reform ranks. And yeah, this is a scrap. Yeah, the Skin Wolves are all gone, I think. They've all been taken out. I don't know how they died, but I guess just the Mortis Engine effect maybe got them. I don't know. It shouldn't do that much against them, but this is smart, though. Skaven are just shattering everything they can, especially shattering these Javelins. That's going to be a great play. But what's going to happen is that Random Nix is going to use his chariot to try and kill Deathmaster, and it certainly could. Oh, look at that. The concealment bombs are active, so he's currently not visible. Oh, I love it. Dude, this is such a good game. This is such a good game. All right, so I think it's time for the final fight. Skaven should just gather their forces. Currently, Deathmaster is waiting. He 100% has his Sigil off cooldown. You got to use the Plague Furnace to block the chariot, and that looks like that's what he's doing. This is very much going to be like a micro battle here. And the Gutter Runners need to pile in as well. Oh, but he's going for the kill. Throg is locked down. Here comes Deathmaster. Deathmaster gets the chop, but there's also a Plague Furnace here. Throg gets rammed. Is he going to get shanked? It looks like he's on the ground right now. Deathmaster is very low, 300 HP. Who is going to win this? This is going to be the deciding factor here. If Throg survives this. Oh, Throg's holding on, but the Whirl of Weeping Blades does not do that much damage against these type of entities. But he does get it off. Bounce of Power pulls back. Throg is wavering at -3, -6. If Throg breaks, oh, and they break it! Deathmaster does it with the Whirl of Weeping Blades. And Gedapmule with a wonderful comeback there. Holy shit. That was a goddamn good game. And that was a solid Norskin build. Like, Throg is a little memey, of course, but he's still not bad there. Dude, that was so good. Holy shit. What a game. Quite an appearance for your first game on stream, Gedapmule. Winning a very tough matchup against a very good player. So, well played to both of you guys. That was a great scrap. All right, so Random Nix is still the current king of the hill. All right, so Rando, I'll put Rando here, is going to be with 3. And the new king of the hill will be Gedapmule. I think it was like this. That was such a good scrap, man. I can't believe that little rat brought it back. Deathmaster just hard carried that game, man. GG, well played. Gedapmule says, I'm shaking. That was so fun. Random Nix, thanks for playing, dude. I'm sure you're happy to have that outcome so you can go sleep now. Rando, great game, dude. Thank you for the memes today. The Bretonnian games were glorious. So next we have, let's get Valkanos in here if you're around. Valkanos. Tag you in the Discord. What's that, guys? Just typing here. All right, perfect. Yeah, that was a great game, man. That was a really, really fun game. Holy shit. I enjoyed the hell out of that one. So now for our next map, we can do Carrick. Carrick Buffdar is fine. Map set. So, Gedap picks 3, go, go. So it's going to be Valkanos against Gedapmule here in this glorious duel of duels. Dude, Random Nix, dude, you played some great games. Dude, that was such a good battle. Holy shit, man. Yeah, but like, I think the difference is normally the Norskin builds have mammoths, right? So like instead of Throg, you would have had a mammoth to terror out everything off. Yeah, Snickish is so good at killing characters. And Random, you're still the king of the hill, so we'll see if anybody can beat your record today. Well, if either of them send me that replay, Patrick, I'd happily cast that. I'd happily cast that bad boy. Yeah, he should be like that. I think Deathmaster is really squishy. He's like a glass cannon, but I think with good micro. Valkana says, you know my build, don't you? Okay, so these two gentlemen apparently practice together. It's like Obi-Wan and Anakin dueling. Okay, so Valkanos is going to be going Vampire Counts, and Gedapmule is going Skaven. So apparently Gedapmule is a Skaven main. Yeah, that was pretty badass. Okay. Making good progress. Not quite at the 2-hour mark yet. Sorry, I missed some donations during that game. Let me go ahead and pull them up. Wicker Nipple donates $5. No message. Wicker, thank you so much. I know that was probably during the game, so my apologies for missing that one. Thank you, Wicker, for the $5. And then we have Slim Nips with a $40 donation. Have you ever thought about doing an Ultra Funds tournament, but each player has to randomize their army on Ultra Funds? Yeah, I have thought about it. It perhaps could be something we do down the road. Yeah, I have thought about that. Thank you for the 40. And I might do that. The problem with random generated armies is they're not truly random. So they seem to have like preset armies it just picks from. So you have to like randomize a bunch to get different armies. Yeah. All right, so it's Skaven against Vampire Counts here in this match. Today's list is closed, Zach, because there's a bunch of people waiting as well, like that signed up. We had 20 people sign up, and yeah, so A-Move Hacker is the last, and then we had someone drop, so it would be A-Move Hacker and then Jedi Mazdamundi. If they don't show up, then and then obviously since we made a pretty good time, I'm going to go down the reserve listing and get players in. Yeah. Yeah, man, that was so good. We got Vicious Satsuma saying, earn your spurs for RTK. Cheering on his clanmate, maybe? Yeah, perhaps so. All right, Gedapmule is ready. Apparently they both know each other's builds, so I'm sure there's some like mind games going on. Do I have the Condomolf ready? Let me see if I can pull him up to show you guys that. So good. We have the Italian Spartacus face blocker, which is pretty disturbing, the face swap. We have the Berserkers I showed you guys earlier. I think the Condomolf is here somewhere. There he is. So somebody made this for us, HM, in Discord and sent it. It's glorious. There's the Condomolf, made out of organic feral mammoth snouts. Works 100% of the time, 60% of the time. It's basically like a Sex Panther reference from Anchorman, if you guys remember that. All gas, no brakes. Yeah, that channel is great. His videos are so ridiculous. Yeah. I enjoy those. Yeah, Patrick. We have a pretty awesome community, man. We do indeed. Valkanos is ready to make his final stand for RTK, trying to take the crown from his good pal Gedatmule here. I hope I'm saying his name right. I might not be. Hey, Joaquin, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the kind words. All right, looks like they might both be ready. I think a final tweet coming in from Valkanos. I'm peeking, I can't help it. Okay. Valkanos' army is pretty sweet. Skaven army, it's a good army. It seems like Gedatmule has some really good builds. I think this is like almost identical to what I bring, maybe a little bit different. Solid builds on both players' end. All right. This man's got some teeth. You guys like the Condomolf? It's so good. It's so great. He's wearing like an 80s bomber jacket, has like aviators with a mullet. It's awesome. All right, let's get this party started. Valkanos against Gedatmule in our King of the Hill scrap. Jay Phoenix says Valkanos needs to win this for the people, for RTK. We will see. And don't worry, guys. I am very aware that the Skin Wolf is adorning the stream. I can see it on my other monitor, so I will not keep it up here. Mr. Luidus. Hopefully I said your name. Luidus? Is that how I say it? Thank you for the 50 SEK, man. Great content. Always looking forward to your uploads. First time donating, but you deserve it. Good luck with your hand, and please keep up the great content. I will, man. We're going to keep going. Going on and on. And there you go, Condomolf. Thank you for protecting the old world from all sorts of atrocities. Mr. Sabakis, thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. I'm now a fan of Gedatmule. Hate this matchup. Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. It's kind of, I kind of like playing the Skaven in it because you just sit there with Warp Grinders and a Death Star and just, you know, hold with your one mortar. But yeah, it's something to consider. So for the Skaven, what they got going on, basically you get double Warp Grinder and they do AoE and snares. You sit them in the middle of a box, and inside that box you have the Poison Wind Mortars, which are going to be bombarding any of the good infantry. Aside from that, you're basically just holding with Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves and Rat Ogres, a Hell Pit for anti-large. You bring Skrulk Daddy just obviously for summons and Libra Bubonicus sniping, and aside from that, you bring a Warlock Engineer. Warlock Engineer is amazing because of Howling Warp Gale, so you can snare down flying targets and really get some serious value going. So, and one Assassin as well. Very, very good stuff. Hey, Mark Runyon, Huron, you might actually make it into today's list, so I hope you're ready to play, Mark. Thank you so much for the fiber. And yes, the Condom Wolves. They tried their best, but they did not protect the Norscan army last game. Apparently, that was their 60% of the time. Protecting the old world from unwanted pregnancies. Glorious. All right, guys. So we got zombies here for Valkanos, and we got a big donation coming in from Joaquim as well. SEK gang. Yeah, repping your people, man. Thank you for the 500 SEK. That's very generous, dude. That is a fat one. I think that's like $50 or something. Yeah, it's like 50 euros. Thank you so much, Joaquim. And the SEK crew always coming through. Always coming through. And for the Zombie Nation, we got Graveguard. Graveguard, of course, very durable. Can beat down pretty much any Skaven infantry. We got a White King here, White King here. We have Heinrich Kemmler, the cackling necromancer man himself. Going to be dropping some fat summons, I would imagine. It's going to be dropping Krell. Krell, of course, is a nice anti-large beat stick, so we'll see how that unfolds. We have a single Vargulf in the back. A bunch of Crypt Ghouls, another useful tool for cutting through Skaven chaff. But as far as the monsters play, it's just going to be a Vargulf, really. Double White King with Scab Straiths. Those are very, very efficient against Skaven boxes, especially against elite troops like Council Guard or Sensor Bearers and things like that. Black Knights, another good option. Anti-infantry, very cheap, durable for their cost, and 1 unit of Blood Knight. So basically, if you can crack the Skaven box and then isolate, you know, the Hell Pit Abomination, Blood Knights are going to be more than capable of dealing with such a threat. So, time to have some water, my friends. Why no Terrorgeist and Vampire counts? The Terrorgeist is not that great in this matchup. It's okay. Like, if you really look at the army, the only thing the Terrorgeist would be theoretically good against would be the Hell Pit Abomination and maybe the Ogres, but it doesn't trade well with the Hell Pit. Vargulfs are a little bit more mobile, a little bit more durable in my experience, and are better against infantry models, which is what you need to kill. You need to be killing assassins, Skrulk, those type of characters. So that's why you would normally see that. Oh, yeah, baby. Here we go. Joaquim, Mark, Luidus, Mr. Sabakis, Slim Nips, Melee Song, thank you guys all so much. Wicker. Much appreciated. So the battle will soon be underway. Good luck, have fun. Get at Mule setting up his army here. Not going for like a true Skaven box, more of a kind of a standard deployment, which really isn't bad. Can work just fine. The one thing is boxes do get punished even worse by Scab Scraiths. He does have his Council Guard in the back. That's very much a staple in this matchup. The Unbreakable Anti-Large Armor Piercing Guardian Beastie Boys are very, very solid. So yeah, that's good, man. Vampires will have to advance. The Poison Wind Mortars are going to be unleashing some hellish salvos. 100% go after the Sternsmen. That would be my choice. You could also shoot the Blood Knights. It wouldn't be a bad idea. Blood Knights will take some substantial damage from those mortars as well, but probably Sternsmen are your best bet because they're slower. They're going to be a little bit easier to hit. And also, if you do opt to shoot at the Sternsmen here, one sec, guys, just adjusting my headphones. Sorry, one second. If you do shoot at the Sternsmen, you could potentially not friendly fire, but collateral damage basically, and hit these Crypt Ghouls and different things like that. Yeah, the one thing that is usually seen in this matchup is the Plague Pack, because it does give immunopsychology. But if you don't plan to play in a box, then it's not that useful, because of course it's not going to be able to affect everything. So in this case, I mean, double Warp Grinder should be adequate for defending this box. We'll see. And the mortars should be singing here in just a second. I don't know why they haven't started shooting yet. Yeah, now they're firing. 100% got to go after the Sternsmen. They're just such a choice target, such a valuable, powerful unit that are just such a pain to kill. Great melee defense, regenerating, armor, shielded. That's what I'm talking about, right? Like, you shoot at the Sternsmen. He didn't hit the Crypt Ghouls that time, but he very well could have, right? So a couple more volleys like that could be very, very strong, especially since they're kind of blobbed up right now. So here comes the second salvo from those Poison Wind Mortars. Probably one of the best units on the Skaven roster, both in campaign and multiplayer. So here's what I'm talking about. You hit the Vargulf, which doesn't really matter that much, but you hit the Crypt Ghouls, you hit the Sternsmen. Look at the amount of damage the Vampires are taking on the advance from a single, Poison Wind Mortar unit. The humble Poison Wind Mortar. So more shots coming in. Like, the Sternsmen might just be straight up dying from this before the main engagement. The Vargulf has engaged in the front. It looks like maybe he's thinking about getting the Vargulf onto those Poison Wind Mortars. It's hard to say. And the Sternsmen here are, how are they doing? They're taking a little bit of poke. Of course, they do heal themselves, but so far, those mortars have done very well. Scab Scraith going down. It looks like a single cast was actually single-handedly able to just break those Clanrat Spears, which is freaking hilarious. And those Clanrat Spears are going to be running for the hills. And now comes the Assassin and the Goon Squad. That is a lot of Skaven single entities. And here you can see the Vargulf is going to get the Mike Tyson uppercut, sent flying. It actually takes some damage. The Assassin's going to be going after the White King, and that White King will not be long for this Earth, if it is to stay where it is right now. Now in the back, we have the Black Knights and the mobility here of Valkanos Blood Knights as well, but it looks like the Skaven have a nice box. Like here, Rat Ogres and Spears. A little bit of an opening right here, but it's not for free. The Warp Grinders are lurking nearby, so it could potentially drop some fat snares, but it looks like they do use this snare here. No, not yet. A zombie summon from Heinrich Kemmler is going to be used here on top of the Warp Grinders. Probably not a bad choice. Might be able to break those guys. It's hard to tell. And the Vargulf is going fisticuffs with the Hell Pit Abomination here. And yeah, that's the Hell Pit often struggles to hit Vargulfs. It's a very strange thing, but Warpquake and Seismic Snare are both active, and oh no! Heinrich Kemmler is just getting done dirty in here. He got snared by the Warpquake when he was cackling and being a Necromancer, and Skrulk is able to Lieber him, and the Assassin's able to shank him. Heinrich Kemmler might just straight up die here. Oh my goodness, that's painful. And I don't know if he's even summoned Krell yet. Yes, Krell has been summoned to fight the Hell Pit Abomination, but your boy Heinrich Kemmler is -27. He is crumbling. An Invocation could potentially save him. And you can see here the mortars, of course, are still shooting into Blob Graveguard, which is just such good value here from Get Out Mule's army. They're just getting such good kills. And now we have the 3 Skaven characters, so we have the Assassin, Skrulk, and the Warlock Engineer. All of them hit pretty damn hard, actually. Warlock Engineers have surprisingly good AP values. Beating down this White King, and this White King is not going to last long, probably. I mean, he's tanking it well at first, but all it takes is for one shank to get through to really cause some problems. Now over here, we have Ogres, we have Warp Grinders holding back a horde of Black Knights. Definitely the Black Knights need to be like moving up and pressuring from a couple directions, but they're not going to win against Rat Ogres. And it looks like these Skaven are pulling ahead in this game, as the mortars have been shooting this entire time. And I have to say, Get Out Mule's Skaven play is very, very good. Valkanos is a very good player and a very solid Vampire Count player. And This Skaven army is really holding incredibly well. His engagements have been good. So here you can see this White King here is getting crumped on pretty solid-like by the Skaven Goon Squad, just clubbing overhead, skrolking the boys, having a good old jolly time. Elpid Abomination is supported by the Council Guard. Krell is here as well. Krell does cause terror and hits pretty hard. And the Elpid Abomination has been taken down, but if you're not able to finish that beastie off, it's going to be a bad time. And yeah, what do we got here? We got Blood Knights and Black Knights, and now they're being hit by the mortars. Direct hit right there. All it takes is one hit for those mortars to really, punch home. And yeah, honestly, I think this is going to be a pretty quick Skaven victory here. I don't see the Vampire Counts having any chance of coming back in this game. A couple okay picks here. I mean, Black Knights, what are they even chasing off over there? I think it's some Skaven slaves. Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there. Those Black Knights should be coming in, but the Skaven are able to defend and pick off the characters in Goon, Heinrich, Kemmler, and that's going to be that. Yeah, man. Elpid Abomination battling Krell, but Krell is not going to be able to solo this, and he's going to be disappearing, in a period of time anyway, so... Well played, man. Really good defensive geometry here from the Skaven. Masterful stuff. His mortars shot the entire game. His warp grinders were able to protect against a number of threats. And his Goon Squad was very, very powerful. And that's going to be it, boys. That is going to be all she wrote for the forces of the Counts. Well played to Valkanos. A valiant scrap, but in the end, the Skaven Horde able to hold back the Counts with their warp quakes and warp grinding. All sorts of fun stuff. Skaven victory indeed. Yeah. Well played. GG. GG, well played. So, Gedat Mule will be jumping up here, claiming another victory. A solid performance indeed. Yeah, thank you guys for staying up late. I know the stream's going pretty late for a lot of you Europeans, but it's cool to have you guys here, man. All right, so let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up. Anyone who's a fan of Skaven, I'm sure, is being treated to quite a stream today. Alex Sear, Turin. I need a great 80s action movie recommendation from a fellow 80s kid for movie night with the wife. Man, I if only I knew, I could have known what you've already seen. Have you guys seen RoboCop? Oh, RoboCop is fun. Escape from LA, Escape from New York. Okay, Escape from New York is the better one. Escape from LA is like super haggard, but yeah, watch Escape from New York with Kurt Russell. It's so fun. The original Mad Max movie is pretty fun. Escape from Thunderdome is ridiculous. If you haven't seen those are really great. If you're looking for like Arnold movies, there's obviously tons to choose from. Commando is really, really fun. Dude, there's so many. I mean, you want Chuck Norris? If you give me like actors too, I can help you. But Escape from New York is really fun. I love that one. Escape from Mad Max, the Thunderdome is really fun. Yeah. All right. Very good. GG, well played. Yeah, I think Kemmler dying early was the big factor here. So let me see if... Okay, so I never heard back from A-Move Hacker. It looks like he just didn't show. So next up is Jedi Mazdamundi. If you're still here, Jedi, you're up. If not... Okay, so you want Chuck Norris movies? Okay, so if you want to watch Chuck Norris movies, yeah, True Lies is 90s though. He was asking for 80s. True Lies came out in the 90s. But if you want Chuck Norris, Lone Wolf McQuaid. Watch that movie. It's so good. If you want Chuck Norris, and that's what you're asking me specifically, Lone Wolf McQuaid is probably one of the best Chuck Norris movies. I don't even know what Red Letter Media is. But yeah, apparently they have similar tastes. Beverly Hills Cop, yeah, I think that might have been early 90s. I'm not sure. We'll see if Jedi Mazdamundi's still here, but if not, then Outer Region, you'd be up next. Yeah, correct. All right, so we'll hang tight for a second. Oh, Jedi Mazdamundi's here. So for the next map, we will do the... We'll do Mosquito Swamps. Dude, Big Trouble in Little China is such a great movie. If you're looking for like a scary, like if you and your girlfriend or partner want to watch a scary movie from the 80s, the best horror movie from the 80s is Lone Wolf McQuaid. David Carradine plays the main villain. It's great. Yeah, Alec, it's a Beverly Hills Cop is from the 80s. That's a good one. Watch The Thing with Kurt Russell. Holy shit, that movie is good. It is so good, dude. If you haven't seen The Thing and you want to be like scared and disturbed, dude, it's such a good movie. Don't worry, Outer Region, you're going to be up next. We'll get you in. Joaquim, holy shit, 1,000 SEK. That is a fat one. That's like $100, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for the $100 donation, €100. Dude, that is so generous. Holy shit, man. You've been my favorite content creator for at least 2 years now. Damn, dude. We've been in this journey together for quite some time. I look forward to your videos every day. Joaquin, man, I can't thank you enough. That is a very, very generous donation. Yeah. Joaquin, dude. That's your second fat one today. Thank you for the $150. That's very... Yeah, 310 to Yuma is a fun movie. The Thing is the best horror movie of all time, in my opinion. I agree. If you guys haven't seen it, hold on. So, we can do this. Oh, I have to put a shirt on. One sec. Paul Blart Mall Cop. Hold on. Okay, so players are doing their picks and bans. Yeah. Okay, so we got dwarves for Mazda Mundi. Oh no, Mazda, you're picking dwarves into Skaven. Oh no. Anakin, I'm too weak. What's that, baby? Lady Turin. Lady Turin saying chest.
How long did you down there?
Probably like 45 minutes, an hour.
So I was thinking about ordering coffee.
Do it.
You want coffee?
Yes. Just a small one though.
But a misto?
Yeah.
You don't want to try
No.
anything from the... Oh, okay.
No.
I guess I chatted.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Yeah, sure thing.
Love you. Hold on, guys. All right. Dude, The Thing is so freaking good. Oh, Anna, is The Thing your favorite horror movie of all time? My wife is like a horror movie aficionado. Like, she's the dark master of it. Why are people saying F? Did the stream crash? Oh, you're saying it for the dwarves. Okay. Okay, one sec. All right, dudes. I'm getting ready to... What the hell was that? Okay, well, I don't know what that was, but I don't care. I gotta put a shirt on. I'm pulling up a... All right. So maybe after this battle, I can pull open... Although it seems like they're taking their time to pick their armies, which is fine. So that gives us time to go over this. Yeah, Alien is very different in genre. Yeah. Full Gyro Air Force plus Ironbreaker box. Yeah, it's certainly viable. Alien is like a masterpiece. Yeah. But it's different, man. Like, it's different. You know, of the two movies, I prefer The Thing, but I recognize that the Alien is like a true masterpiece. Okay, so we're going to jump to the podcast format here real quick. Actually, hold on. So Google. Best horror movies, me taking my shirt off. That's how I feel right now. I don't know which one it'll capture. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't get it set up right now. Okay. Maybe at the end of the stream, we can take a look at some of that stuff. Maybe I'll just do a podcast on my favorite 80s movies. Screw that. Why did the language change to Polish? Because my wife is Polish. Yeah, Alien is a great movie. That movie is scary as shit. I remember watching that when I was a kid, the original one, and just being like traumatized. I was like, I think I saw it when I was like 9 years old, and I was like terrified. It's really a scary one. Rocky IV is the entire 80s. That's true. Alien vs Predator. I was always a fan of the Predator, but the Alien's obviously pretty scary too. Man, Mazda Mundi is a brave man, picking the dwarves into the Skaven. Game over, man. Game over, man. I have a podcast coming out on the next one of the Dreaded Haggard podcasts is coming out on Saturday. It's with Lore Master of Sotek, and we actually talk about not which factions. He recommends Warhammer Fantasy books for beginners. So basically, if you guys don't know anything about Warhammer Fantasy lore, you want to get into it, you want to read some of the books, Sotek spends the podcast explaining which books he recommends and why. And I also discuss my favorite books in Warhammer Fantasy. So that is going to be the subject for this weekend's podcast. And then for the next one, I think I'm going to have Felcon on. Felcon and I will talk about the counters for every single faction. So we'll go through every faction in Total War Warhammer and basically say which factions are countered by what and why. So that will be with Felcon. I'll have Italian Spartacus on probably soon too. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll talk about 80s action movies. I think that would actually be really fun. But now, quick question for you guys. Before we get this game started, what do you guys like? care if the podcast is on like iTunes and Spotify and like all those platforms. Like, would you prefer to download it and listen to it, or is having it on YouTube fine? Because I've had a lot of people tell me like I should do all that, like, which I could do. It's not that hard, but I just wanted to get some opinions. Yeah, the podcast as of now is just on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. So. Falcon may have done that with Arrow, yeah. I mean, Arrowcrastic and Falcon have covered a lot of topics on his Meta Minutes podcast. Will Falcon say what counters him? I'm sure he will. I think Falcon has said that Zyphos counters him in the past. Yeah, I mean, I can have it on YouTube and all those other platforms. It's not exclusive, but like, would you guys actually care to download it from those places? Yeah. Spotify and YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I could just do like YouTube plus Spotify. That would probably be fine. Okay. I mean, it'll be on both. It's not exclusive, guys. I'm just seeing if people would be interested in having it on those platforms. YouTube is fine. Okay. A lot of good feedback here, guys. All right, sounds good. So let's go and take a look at the armies here. So for the Dwarves and Jedi Mazdamundi, glorious stuff, glorious name. It's got a battle line and Dwarf Warriors, blasting charges in the front, double Iron Drake with the flamethrowers in the back, actually. Coming in with cannons, slayers, and for his Lord pick, it's going to be Grombrindle, the White Dwarf. This is going to be really tough. Skaven are just such a hard counter against Dwarves. And for Gedatmule's army, like, it's just straight business. He's like, I am not going to screw around. We are all business. And here you can see he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Death Runners with an Assassin, Deathmaster, a Plague Priest, secondary line Slaves. On the flanks, we have Doom Players coming in, and Rattling Gunners and Deep Reserve. So no Jezzails. Jezzails are pretty common here, but Rattling Gunners are pretty gangster as well. So, yeah. Spotify exclusivity. Can I get that $100 million Joe Rogan contract, Spotify, if you guys are listening? Can we get that? Is that possible? So Death Runners are closing the distance, and the blasting charges are not going to get off because of the concealment bombs, it looks like. And yeah, dude, Vixtrin's Death Squad is going to massacre. Oh my god, look at the massacre here. These miners are being cut to pieces by those Death Runners. So Ryan G, thank you for the $20 donation. So he says, so fun fact, the set for the thing was built a month before they could get the cast on set. Carpenter had a full month to plan out the shots before they began shooting. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty badass. Anyways, here, a little bit of a wrong targeting here. Iron Drakes are shooting at the Doom Players, which are heavily armored. Iron Drakes should 100% be lining up their sights and trying to melt the Death Runners as they advance, because those miners in the front line are just getting freaking deleted, and this is considered to be one of the hardest counters in the game for a reason. However, on the far side, a nice engagement. Slayers and Grombrindle are actually able to take out these Doom Players pretty well, and they're down to 2 models. That's actually a really nice pick. Dwarves able to get a nice one there by breaking off those Doom Players, but the Thane is already dead, assassinated by these 2 characters. The Iron Drakes are running and being chased down by Skaven Slaves, which is pretty catastrophic. And the 2 Dwarven Cannons here are shooting into what appears to be Rattling Gunners? I mean, maybe the Doom Players in the front? It's hard to say. But, like, Death Runners are all so healthy. Like, they've barely taken any damage. You really got to have something to wear them down. There's a couple tactics for doing it. You can go for a box and then use the steam cannon gyrocopters to kill them. It's pretty effective. But, yeah, it's going to be tough. Anyways, here we have Slayers. We have Grombrindle fighting together, and it looks like they have trapped up some of the Skaven leadership. And this is actually a good engagement here for the Dwarves. Grombrindle has no fear, has been popped. So the entire Dwarven army is unbreakable, and Gromby will be able to beat an Assassin one-on-one, but an Assassin plus Deathmaster is going to be too much for him, especially considering Death Runners are now piling in. You can see the bounce of power is already ebbing in the favor here of the Skaven. It's just such a hard matchup. Like, you have to be a really masterful Dwarf player to win this matchup. It is extremely difficult. Like, you have to play everything very right. Whereas the Skaven can kind of just move forward with Death Runners and players and really take you out. And Gromby's getting karate chops. Obviously, Deathmaster plus an Assassin plus Death Runner sundering his armor. It's going to make for a very quick kill. And Grombrindle is 100% KO'd here. And with that, probably the hopes of the Dwarves will go as well. Because this entire flank of pressure, these Death Runners and all these troops are now going to kill these Iron Drakes. They're going to get onto the cannons back here. Although, you know, Jedi Mazdamudi's doing a decent job of holding his front line, considering, but it is going to be very, very tough. A British accent, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Oh, man. I'll practice one. Maybe I'll do it on future streams. I'll see what I can do. My voice is a little bit kind of raw today from freaking all the ash and smoke I've been inhaling here in Los Angeles, so bear with me. Allegeron, the work week has passed. Forth to the live stream. Forth, Erlingus. Emma, take your banner down the center. The Iron Drake's here, getting a nice flamethrower attempt here, but it's not gonna save him. That's a pretty classic representation of this matchup and how it usually goes. It's usually a very tough squash. Dwarves have to get like really gamey to win it, like really gamey. You can't have traditional formations. You have to play like dirty, mean, and gyrocopter sniping, like all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. So what I'll probably do based on your feedback is I'll put my podcast on YouTube. As obviously it'll always be on YouTube, but for those of you guys who want to listen on Spotify or download it from there, maybe I'll throw it on there as well or something. All right, and there you have it, guys. Gromby getting karate chopped by Deathmaster plus an assassin, a very unfair fight, and the Slayers here just fighting Vixtrin's Death Squad, and yeah, they're not going to win this. Vixtrins are really nasty. They have like great combat stats, bonus versus infantry. Slayers are obviously unbreakable and pretty strong, but yeah, there's other rats nearby as well. GG, well played. Nice try, Mazda Money, man. You're a champ in our hearts for picking the Dowie, but Dwarves against Skaven is such a doomed matchup. It's so doomed. Yeah, I have a couple builds I've won with, but it's very tough if you're playing someone of equal skill. Like if I were to play someone who's an equal challenge for me, you'll probably lose it like every time. Yeah. Yep. And there goes the Dowie. And the thing is, Death Runners aren't like I know some people are saying Death Runners are like, you know, OP and whatnot. I don't think they're OP. The thing is, they're only really good against Dwarves. Like you don't see Death Runners in like any other matchup, in my experience. Maybe occasionally you see them slipped in here and there, but generally they're just like for Dwarves. So like it really just is more of an issue with the Dowie. All right, so that is going to be 3 wins for Gedatmule. His first time on stream, tying for the King of the Hill spot, and now he has to face the Great Outer Region. Come, Outer Region, come do battle. Well played, Jedi Mazda Money. Zyphos, we're getting close to you, but fair play, get some rest, man. Outer Region, you are up. So here's the thing. If Gedatmule wins this next game, he or she will then be, let's see, the dreaded Death Runners. It's so hard, yeah. The Skaven are such a brutal fight there. We can do Pillar Bone. Let's do some smaller maps. Gedatmule says, what even happened to my Rattling guns? He doesn't even know. Yeah. That's so funny. Ryan G, that's a pretty cool fact you shared with us about the thing. Yeah, so he was like laying out the whole story and all the creepy areas, and yeah. Outer Region usually plays Chaos or Beastmen, if memory serves. Turin looks a bit like Tom Brady in that picture with Sotek, yeah. That's cool. There's worse people I could look like. People in the past have said I look like Rick Astley from the 80s. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Yeah, they're talking about it. All right, so Outer Region will make a spot for you. There is now an open slot, so just refresh and join. You should be good to go. And we'll see. Yeah, Gedatmule is doing work today. Perhaps it is a secret Smurf. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows, my friends? Playing really well, though. All right, Outer Region is here. Map set, pillar. Mule picks 3. Very good. Likes a less sexy Carl Franz. I'll take it, dude. Whatever. No problem. Yeah, Rick Astley's been one of people. Some people have said Ethan Hawke. But I don't see that. But yeah, each their own. It's secretly Falcon, just on his alt account. Who knows? Skaven Chaos Wood Elves for Gedatmule. GG Jedi. Gotta make room. You guys are drowning in mosquitoes in the Midwest. Dude, I hate mosquitoes. Oh my god. I've always been mauled horribly by insects. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I just like always get swarmed. People say I look like Mr. Bean. Dude, that's so good. Okay, I think Jedi Mazda Money might have gone AFK here. But Jedi, well played. I'm not kicking you out for any other reason other than to get this game started. All right, so Outer Region is going Empire and banning Skaven. So he's banning the Skaven of Gedatmule. And now it's going to be Empire versus Chaos and or Wood Elves. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. We will see indeed. Used to remind me of Joe Dirt, for sure. Yeah, I had a Joe Dirt phase when I had my mullet, yeah. 100%. First time I saw Turin's face on a stream, I thought it was Ethan Hawke. What? Really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's because of my blood type, yeah, probably. Like, dude, Lady Turin and I will go out to nature and, like, my feet will get, like, mauled by a million insects if I wear sandals, and she just is like, nothing has bitten her. Oh, dude, I just get it. That's why, like, I'm like, I just do not want to move somewhere where we have a ton of mosquitoes and bugs. I would just, like, not be happy. Okay, so Ratmen don't exist. I have a fun Wood Elf build I'd like to use versus the Empire. Let's go Wood Elves. Okay, so it's going to be Empire versus Wood Elves. It's a kind of a smallish map, though. Pillar of Bone is not a big, thick one, so you got to watch out for that. Frank de Jong, holy shit, a 50 € donation. Be good, dude, and thanks for making this community. Well, we've all done it together, so thank you for your support, Frank. That means a lot. One of my good pals at my old job was named Frank. He was a good man, and it seems the name has carried its legacy. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, we have a bomb community, man. Like, I've been on so many, like, Twitch chats and seen some, like, how toxic some communities can get, and we have such a good community here in Total War. There's, like, so many great creators and people, and it's just, it's awesome, man. All of you guys are great. Hey, Frank, really appreciate that again, man. Can't thank you enough. You're really supporting quite well. Thank you. Ryan G, just watch the character next time you watch it. One of them... Okay, just watch the characters next time you watch it. One of them that later turns out to be the thing. Oh, you're talking about the thing. Okay. Dude, it's so good. Yeah. Yeah. Lady Turin has the vampire bloodline. Yeah, Frank, man. Ryan, thank you guys so much. Yeah. All right, guys. So now it looks like the next match is ready. We will do this one in your honor. Here we go. Let us do glorious battle. Yeah, I'm really excited to see this community grow too as we get into like Warhammer 3. Because there's got to be. I mean, Creative Assembly has to have seen like how much people enjoy multiplayer. Even if it's a niche community, it still represents a large faction of like, you know, what people like to watch, right? And marketing for the game. So like. Because battles typically get more views than, you know, campaign if you're talking about just objectively on YouTube and things like that. So like I hope Creative Assembly sees that and really implements some cool multiplayer features and we can keep growing it. I've been making some efforts to reach out to. I sent an email to Red Bull Gaming. I was going to see if we could get like some collaboration and have like a faction war on their platform or something. Yeah, there's got to be some goodies going. Yeah. Oh, Good Game Daily. I would love to do Dungeon Master stuff. Oh yeah, and I can do a fair amount of voices too. I'm not as good as Italian Spartacus at doing voices, but I can do a fair amount. All right, guys. So now it's going to be Outer Region facing off against Gedap Mule. Gedap Mule is currently 3 wins, tied with Random Nix. So if Gedap wins this, he or she, I'm not sure, will be ahead on the King of the Hill. Will currently claim the crown. Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, Frank, I 100% agree, man. It's a whole different world. Like when I'm in Twitch chat, it's just like spamming memes and like and get like little images, and I'm just like, what's happening? It makes me feel very old. Yeah, see, a lot of people don't like playing multiplayer, but they like watching it. So I certainly think there's some value to it. But for the Empire and Outer Region, Sigmar's Sons, some spears in the front. We have the Black Lions. Yeah, dude, I love the Black Lions in this matchup. They're so metal. They just like pound down the cavalry, the Way Watchers. We have a couple Empire Knights, some Flagellants at the back, more Empire Knights over here. And Silver Bullets. I think this is actually the build I used against Zyphos before I got my hand surgery. I don't know if it's the exact build. I think he has more spears. It's a little bit different, but yeah, it's a strong build. Granted, not as strong on a small map like this, but yeah, we'll see. For the forces here of Gedap Mule, it's going to be Dryads backed by a secondary line of War Dancers and Wildwood Rangers. Actually a bit of a rush build, but also a liability because Volkmar is very good against this. But the big thing that's really strong about this Wood Elf build is the fact that there's 2 tree men. So tree men are huge, thick, big chunguses, right? Or chungai, whatever you want to call them. And there's not too much AP. I mean, we have handgunners and Black Lions, but aside from that, that's a lot of tree men to take down, a lot of HP. Glade Riders are also a good choice, but Empire Knights can screen them out pretty well. It's a good build. It's well thought out for sure. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Let's get this party started, man. Yeah. And now it is time. Let's get this party started. Frank, I would probably take those discussions to the Discord. That we have a section for that type of stuff. Yeah. All right. So the battle is underway. But I mean, it of course depends. I don't know what you're referencing, so. The Black Lions shooting downtown, going after the Dryads. 100% you want to switch your targets onto the War Dancers and obviously the Wildwood Rangers in the back. Volkmar is always great. It's going to take Treekin like 10 years to kill Volkmar because Volkmar himself does, of course, have really good magic resist. 40%, and they both do magic damage. So it's basically just like a wet noodle contest. Using a Soulfire Bombardment a little bit early maybe, might still hit some stuff. You definitely want to wait till you're surrounded to use that, but it still does a little bit of okay damage against Dryads. The Black Lions are shooting happily. Looks like they're ripping some shots here into the Glade Riders in the flank, which isn't bad, but dealing with the Wood Elf Infantry here is actually going to be a little bit tough. Handgunners are a really nice tech piece against the Treekin. That's the reason why you bring them, but you need mass. So what needs to happen is Outer Region needs to probably use Volkmar and or some Empire Knights to block the Treemen, while the Silver Bullets just tee off on them, because you can see the damage is going very well, but if the Treemen decide to just march after Silver Bullets, then you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. The Black Lions are shooting, but it looks like a little bit obstructed now. They have a very weird firing arc. Maybe pulling them back and resetting their position and or shooting after this Ancient Treeman wouldn't be a bad idea. Empire Knights definitely needed to block up those Treemen. A slight mistake here by Outer Region, but certainly not one that can't be remedied here. But good frontal charging. Empire Knights have charged into every frontline engagement and have done a bunch of damage, and now they're pulling back, and this is perfect. The Treemen have been surrounded here by Outer Region. And yeah, now they're just going to get pounded by the Silver Bullets. The Powder of Sigmar shall sing once more in the deep. And here they go. Beautiful damage coming in. And yeah, you can see the Treeman is definitely hurting. Earthblood is active, but the Empire Knights, they're like the backbone of Sigmar. You know, they don't do the damage, but they hold firm and allow these other assets in the army, like the Black Lions, to really just pound the trees down. And it seems like Outer Region is really dominating this game. I mean, the Glade Riders are pushed back here. Spearmen and Swordsmen, you know, holding their respective battles with the support of Empire Knights, and the Ancient Treeman just getting gadded down. Horribly difficult for these tree people to survive here. So, and yeah, that's looking pretty tough here. Yeah, Dangerous, thank you for the $4.99. Really appreciate the donation. There's more treemen than trees on this map. That perhaps is true, although these tree little forests are pretty dense here. Is there any chance for the Wood Elves to come back? I don't think so. The fact that the one Ancient Treeman has gone down is going to be tough. There are some Wildwood Rangers here in the back line, but nothing that the Empire Knights and Volkmar can't deal with. It's a little bit concerned. It looks like an Awakening of the Wood going down right on top of the Winterheart Guard. Maybe a little bit of a miscast there, but these Silver Bullets are pulling back, and look at the dreaded Black Lions charging into chat here. Charging into the Wildwood Rangers, and actually, you know, able to rout them there, which is hilarious. Wagons are like ghetto chariots. You have to remember this. And the Wood Elves are pretty much in full rout right now. Yeah, this is a very similar build to what I like to use against Wood Elves. Black Lions, Handgunners, Volkmar, with a bunch of infantry. It's very strong. Although we'll see, you know, if the Wood Elf DLC is indeed coming, hopefully they'll get some stuff which will help them out. And there you have it, my friends. That's going to be victory. Outer Region is going to dethrone the king, but very well played by Gadatmule, mentioning that it's his or her first time on stream today with 3 solid wins, defeating some really good opponents. And, you know, apparently Skaven was the jam there. So let's go ahead and add this. Rando/Mule will be tied for first place. And now we have Outer Region. So what we'll do now is we'll have Outer Region play until they lose. And that will be the stream for today. You know, we could actually do one more before we do that. Yeah. I think it's Outer Region like that. Okay. Perfect. Wagons are ghetto chariots the same way I'm a ghetto gentleman. Right on, man. Seems like you were ready for a bush. Oh, I knew it! See, look, Outer Region said in chat, I stole Turin's build. I knew that build looked familiar. I was like, I swear that's the exact build I used against Zyphos. Yeah. Dude, that build it's strong. It's really strong. That wagon just goes deep, man. All right. Northern Chaos Wastes will be the next map. So next up we have Zero. I believe is next up. Yep, Zero, if you're here. if you're still watching. If not, I can go to the next person. We're making pretty good time, so we're able to go into the reserve list a little bit. Oh, yeah, that was a fun one. Hope you're doing well, Hagers. The DLC seems really needed, I know. Well, Wood Elves are a good faction, but they're just like so dependent on Way Watchers. Yeah. That's the jam. All right, Zero is here. Outer Region versus Zero. Both players like to play a little bit of chaos, so it should be a chaotic affair, to say the least. Dude, man, thank you guys so much for your support today. Frank, man, you're going deep. Ryan, Dangerous, Aledron, Ryan G, Joaquim. Holy shit, man. You need the Wood Elf DLC? I know, we all do, man. Mel Gibson needs to come to his true glory. Dude, their campaign sucks so bad. I agree. It's horrible. The Amber mechanic is so dumb. And on top of that, the fact that you can just become immune to attrition with tech and just like, it's just so buggy and shitty. Yeah. Obviously, like, I'm pretty sure CA has like hinted it's Wood Elves, right? Or said it's Wood Elves. So, yeah, it's got to be. All right. So looks like we're going to get a chaos pick from Zero. And Outer Region goes Vampirates, Beasties, and Norska. So it's either Vampirates... No, it's Beastmen or Norska versus Chaos. Norska Chaos is a fun match. I actually like this one a lot. Yeah. My streaming time is kind of random, Lost Cause. I think when I do move and we get to our new property that we're looking at, I will probably have a set streaming schedule so you guys can like plan and which streams you want to attend and everything. It's a little bit tough where we live now because my internet is so sporadic here. Some days it's just like, you know, it's wild. Dude, Frank, I hear you, man. When I first started doing YouTube, I used to watch Heir of Carthage videos every single day. I would just be like fiending for them. Like, yeah, Heir of Carthage is actually the reason why I started doing YouTube in the first place. I mean, I had wanted to since like way back when, but he was like what got me going. I was like, all right, like I like his videos. I want to do something kind of similar. You know, let's do it. Yeah. So Chaos versus Norska. I'm gonna get some trolls, some Famir, all sorts of stuff like that. Did you ever come up with a name for subscribers? Yeah, it's the Dukes of Haggard. Yeah. Because I've always found the Dukes of Hazzard to be like a funny thing, and Dukes of Haggard just fits so well. So when somebody joins the channel as a channel member, it shows Chuck Norris roundhouse kicking someone and says, "Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard." Yeah, it's pretty fun. We have a good old jolly time there. Nice little King of the Hill today. We're getting towards the tail end of everything. Lady Turin ordered me some coffee. When is the ECL playoffs? Probably not. All right, so let me look. Not next weekend. Probably the weekend after that. So the weekend of the 26th and the 27th, I'll probably have a 2-day stream or 2 days of streaming. Saturday will be the round of 8, and then Sunday will. It depends on when the players are free, but yeah, there'll be updates. That's what I'm tentatively aiming for right now. When I was gone for surgery, yeah, I know, dude. I know. I was fiending as well. I wanted to play also. I was like, when I was recovering from surgery, I remember just sitting in like my chair, staring at my computer, like, and then looking at my hand and just being like, damn it. Aledgeron, thank you for becoming a member here. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. I just love saying that. It's such a fun thing to say. I was going to put it to vote, but that one just stole my heart. So I had to go with it. Aledgeron, thank you. Welcome, brother. Wanted to test what Turin said. Yeah, there it is, man. It should appear here in a second. Yeah, I'd love to do some collaborations with Heir of Carthage. He's pretty busy, though. He's got like a pretty busy work schedule, and obviously he's a family man, so... But I'd love to do some content with Heir. Like, co-cast a tournament or something. That'd be really fun. Maybe I'll hit him up about that. That'd be really cool. I just now got Chuck Norris appearing on the screen, roundhouse kicking someone. It's so good. Aledgeron, welcome, dude. Welcome. All right, so we'll see if the players are ready. We're at the 2.5 hour mark. I like to usually keep my streams to 3 hours right now, so we're at that sweet spot. Mike says you need to learn one of the hyper aggressive factions. Norska's a good one, man. Mammoths, Berserkers, like you can rarely go wrong with that. So the grand finals for the ECL is going to be 2 days of streams. The first day will be round of 8. So it'll be the first 4 rounds, and then the second day will be the grand finals. The first day of the ECL finals is going to be pre-recorded, and the second day is going to be live. So, yeah. Dude, the Dukes of Haggard is so good. Yeah. Just summoning Chuck Norris to Roundhouse Kick on stream is always a welcome sight. All right, guys, let us go ahead and take a look at the glorious legions of Norsca, led by Outer Region, currently the King of the Hill. It's going to be Marauders, backed up by a Shaman Sorcerer Metal with Final Transmutation, the dreaded Double Mammoth. It's going to be Soul Crusher plus Wolfric, Berserkers, and Marauder Horsemen. So very much like, let's just go fisticuffs, throw down our javelins, throw down our bows, and let's just, you know, I got Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary, and we're just going to go and fight, man. It's good. It's good. I dig it, man. And now for the Forces of Chaos. Interesting build here from Zero. It's going to be Chosen with Halberds. Okay, so maybe expecting some Famir and monsters, but it's going to be Chosen. But normally Chosen can be cycle charged by Mammoths, but the fact they're backed up by essentially double Shaggoth is very strong. So we have Kolek, Shaggoth, and we do also have a Chaos Sorcerer. Marauder Horseman as well, so it's going to be a little bit of a Haggard skirmish, but really the frontline fighting and the monster fighting is going to be the big deciding factor here in this battle. So we'll see how that bad boy kind of unfurls here. Beastmen do have a very good rush for sure. They do. I do put the ECL tournaments up. Yeah, I run those tournaments. Yeah, correct. I admin them. Obviously, there's a ton of great folks here in the community who help me manage all of the, the rules and all that stuff and the adminning aspects of the tournament. But yeah, I do run them. And Yurzum Sauce, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. May Chuck Norris bless your arrival with a glorious roundhouse kick to your face. Thank you, man. Yeah, some Marauder Horsemen throwing some giant shafts at the face of their opponent here. Certainly not bad. And now the Chaos Hordes will advance. It looks like Chaos does have the advantage. They have, Chaos with great weapons. Chaos Warriors will absolutely smash Marauders. And Berserkers will struggle against high armor. So, a little bit of a 2-for-1 here. Yeah, here comes the Chaos Warriors. Looks like a little bit of kiting going on from Outer Region. Maybe waiting for the Mammoths to get in position. Yeah, pulling into the Mammoth here. I mean, Soul Crusher is certainly capable of crushing some souls here, but frontline charge is going to favor the Warriors of Chaos as they get the charge on the Marauders, who kind of get an awkward counter charge, but then Big Chungus is coming in, the Soul Crusher with massive damage against infantry. You guys will see. I mean, look at just that single impact, and it looks like a Sea Fang's going down. Oh, that's going to be brutal! Oh, it goes through the Chosen, but also goes through the Marauders, so a little bit of a trade-off there, but overcasted Final Transmutation going down from Chaos, nuking this position. So it hits the Soul Crusher, it hits this big pocket of troops, including the Metal Caster, so very, very good cast right there. In the meantime, Dragon Ogre Shaggoth going to be attacking the Soul Crusher here. Anti-large, certainly very solid. Chaos pushing through the front line in pretty much every front. Chaos Warriors winning here. Chosen winning quite handedly in combat here, but a nice Hunter of Champions going down from Outer Region is going to be softening up Kolek, and it looks like Wolfric is able to get in and do some battle here, while the Marauder Horsemen are able to do some really, really solid damage. So Kolek getting nuked as well. Was that? Oh my god, and in a Final Transmutation coming in from Norsca as well, and oh, this might be Norsca's chance to come back here. It felt like they're a little bit behind on some of the engagements, but the fact that Kolek is just getting done so dirty here. You can see Outer Region able to get the better isolation, and Kolek taking a ton of damage with the Final Transmutation, plus also the Double Mammoth Block. Soul Crusher does also have Enrage, so potentially you can mitigate damage by 44%. Chaos Infantry, no surprise, winning, but if the monsters of Chaos just get smashed, I don't think that the Chaos Infantry are going to be able to endure against the Mammoths, and Wolfric is a big, thick boy, that is for sure. And yeah, look at this. Plague of Rust going down on Kolek. Mammoths, I mean, Wolfric just giving him the business. It's very much a 2v1, though. Soul Crusher plus Wolfric are able to get some really, really solid engagements here. And Mammoths aren't bad against single entities. Even though they are bonus force infantry, they still have like some nice attack animations and are able to get some good trades there. So you can see Kolek Sun Eater going to be running for the hills, being hunted down by the big old thick Mammoths. And with that, yeah, Chaos is winning many infantry fights and doing okay, but there's no way the Shaggoth is going to be able to get through 6,800 plus, almost 4,000 HP on these Mammoths. That is just too much thickness, too much meat, and yeah, I think that's going to be it for Chaos. Nice performance here by Outer Region, very, very solid play. The Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is forced back here, and yeah, there's no way. Those Mammoths are beast mode, man. And the Chosen with Halberds, of course, are decent here, but they're also a little bit tattered, and yeah, the Mammoths, if they're able to charge them while they're fighting other things, it's a disaster for those Halberds for sure. Frank De Jong, thank you for becoming a member here on the channel. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. May Chuck Norris bless you in all that you do. Here comes the Soul Crusher. Once again, Frank, thank you, man, for all your support. There goes the Chaos Sorcerer of Metal. He is being hunted. I guess it's a compliment, right? He's got the Hunter of Champions, so maybe Wulfric perceives him as a champion, and yeah, he's going to be getting routed. A brutal display of Norscan Mammoth power. I mean, really, it just came down to the Mammoths getting better engagements against the Shaggoths, and the final transmutation was also better from Norska. They really nuked a lot. Oh, man. So now what we're going to do is we will have Outer Region play until he loses. So Outer Region is here with 2. Next up, we have Huron. So you guys are probably in for some Heil faction. And let's do it. Well played, Zero. A solid scrap, man. A solid scrap indeed. Huron, Papa of Turin, my father, coming to do battle here on stream. I know we all love to see him in action. Everyone wants to be in the Dukes of Haggard and see Chuck Norris, I know. I know, it's great. All right. GG, well played. And I think we got it. Yep, Huron, let's go ahead and get you in the game. Dude, he was ready to go. What a champ. Look how quickly he got in here. I love that, man. Dedication right there. We'll do Prague. Map set. Outer Region on a tear. This has been a very even King of the Hill. Players have really been going back and forth today. It's been really solid. Yeah. Oh, man, I could talk about 80s movies all day. I was born in 88. You know, so I wasn't like, you know, an 8-year-old and, you know, I wasn't born in like 1980, like watching them growing up per se. But, you know, when I was in the early 90s, a kiddo, my dad would put on 80s movies and they were still playing on TV a lot, obviously, being relatively fresh. So I did grow up more or less on 80s and 90s movies. Yeah. It is not my birthday today, but it was on July 12th. Turin, didn't you own this Lonely Mountain in The Hobbit? Perhaps in another life. Dude, mammoths are beastly, dude. Yeah, Vicious Satsuma saying, damn, mammoths are gross. Chaos brings double anti-large SEMs. To be fair, though, Satsuma, like, yeah, mammoths are really powerful, but the Shaggoths also got, like, awkward engagements. Like, Kolek was 2v1'd. He was also taking javelin fire, and he got nailed with the final transmutation. That was a big part of it, too. Yeah, it was a good scrap. It was a good proper scrap. But the engagement angle... Dude, the Goonies is a fun one, too, yeah. Yeah. All right, so Huron going with High Elves, and I guarantee you, Huron is going to come in with some Peckless. There's going to be Peckless here. There's going to be an Arcane Phoenix. I know what this man likes. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm going to put up the Condom Wolf. Yeah, Mammoths are definitely, I mean, probably overall a better unit than Shaggoths. They're just so meaty, and they wreck infantry, but they also aren't bad against monsters. So. They're just one of those big powerhouse units in that respect. All right, so let me get the Condom Wolves to block so I can peek at the armies. I'm just curious. Okay, Huron hasn't started picking the army yet, so probably scheming right now. Yeah, my birthday is July 12th, yeah. But, you know, apparently according to the stream, my birthday is every day, so. We go hard, man. Yeah, there's something like just so rich about watching those. Thank you, sweetheart. Dziękuję bardzo. Dobrze. Oh, I'm loving this build here from Huron. Oh, Outer Region's going to go Coast, actually. So we got Coast versus High Elves. Oh, this is a fun matchup. I actually really like watching this one. Yeah. Huron doesn't disappoint. He's a very good High Elf player. So. Oh, Highborn Jace says he was born in 78, so you got to watch him all fresh. Yeah, I'm jealous, man. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. Yeah. 90s had some great movies too, but they're not quite as iconic as 80s movies in my opinion. Yeah. Growing up in the 90s was pretty sweet. We had like Saturday morning cartoons and you know, we didn't have smartphones or, you know, we had really baseline dial-up internet, which, you know, made the internet kind of this magical experience. Yeah, it was fun. I definitely 90s music. I love 80s music, but I prefer 90s music overall. Like grunge, I really like Soundgarden, Audioslave, that whole genre of music. Alice in Chains, you know, that good stuff. Man in the Box. Although my favorite Alice in Chains song is Rooster. That song is so freaking good. Yeah. Yeah, Chaos Spawn can be okay in that matchup. They can do some work. Polski Scream. I only know a couple of Polish phrases. Yeah. Zach Style, born in 96. Right on, man. Good year. I remember 1996. You still think the 80s was 20 years ago? I know, dude. I feel the same way. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was just like, I remember. No, but it's... Dude, Alice in Chains is so good. They have some really good songs. Chris Cornell is probably one of my favorite rock and roll vocalists of all time. He's just so freaking epic, man, his voice. Frank says, I got my wife to play Zelda on the Switch today. It was such a flashback. I bet, dude. Is it, I don't know, is it like the same as like Zelda on N64? Is it like the same client? Yeah. JR, you have an Alice in Chains tattoo. That's cool, man. Yeah, 90s was a really good time for music. I'm Nirvana's good, obviously. Yeah. Temple of the Dog was pretty fun. If you guys haven't seen Temple of the Dog, there's a song called Hunger Strike, which is pretty good. Stone Temple Pilots were pretty decent. I didn't get too into them, but they had some good songs as well. Yeah. Venga Boys? Are we talking? Dude, all right. It's the sounds. Yeah, fair play. The sounds will get you with Zelda. They're very iconic, like the theme. I remember playing the Ocarina of Time in the 90s with my friend. We were like sitting in the den of his house and like just sitting in these haggard couches playing the Ocarina of Time. The original Zelda. You could like summon your horse, dude. It's so good. Yeah. Dude, I love Nine Inch Nails. Nine Inch Nails is hands down one of my favorite bands of all time. Like Nine Inch Nails has such eclectic music. They have like really like soft kind of melancholy stuff that's, like it's really dark, but then they have these like heavy metal. If you guys are looking for like a super heavy metal song, listen to the song Burn by Nine Inch Nails, Burn. It's so freaking metal, dude. Nine Inch Nails is badass. Yeah. 80s hair metal? What are you talking about, like White Snake? Here we go again on our own. Van Halen, AC/DC. My high school football coach used to force us to listen to like Van Halen soundtracks on repeat while we lifted weights. Van Halen was a big one. He got me into Foo Fighters too. Foo Fighters were a big one for me in the 90s. The Color and the Shape is like one of my favorite albums of all time by Foo Fighters, and in general. Yeah, those are great songs, dude. Oasis, you like a little Wonderwall? A little Champagne Supernova action? Yeah. I've never really been into EDM music, no. I mean, I've enjoyed the techno music as much as the next guy, When I was in the early days of college, it was pretty common in college culture for that kind of music to be popular, and yeah. Powerwolf? No, I haven't listened to Powerwolf, no. I always enjoy talking with music. Dude, Closer is such a good song, Ryan Sanger. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. So when I was in high school, I remember I was 14 years old, and I played high school football. So we were on a school trip, like a traveling trip. My high school football team was going to travel to play another school that was like 3 hours away or something. And we had an assistant coach on our high school football team who was just this character, man. He was so ridiculous. And just mind you, I went to like a relatively, it was a Catholic high school. I'm not Catholic. I'm not religious myself, but I went to a Catholic high school. So you would expect like, to have more of that kind of a vibe. But we had this assistant coach on our team who was just such a ridiculous character, right? So it's me and like, maybe 5 other 14 or 15 year olds in this van going to a football game. And one of our football coaches is driving. So Nine Inch Nails' Closer comes on, right? And you guys, that song is really graphic. It's literally like, it's an intense song. And our high school football coach like turns to a bunch of 14 and 15 year olds and is like, when it came on, he's like, oh, hell yeah. So he turns it up and he's like, dude, I banged my first girlfriend to this song so many times, dude. And like all the kids, we just like looked at each other. He's like, it was such a ridiculous moment. And he was just like telling us about like how he like lost his virginity to the song and how he used to bang his ex-girl, like his college girlfriend to that song. And we were like, whoa, what is this? We've never had like our coaches talk to us like this. It was, dude, it was a really funny experience. But that song is freaking great, man. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully that story wasn't too convoluted. I thought it was super funny. Isaiah Gonzalez, it's my birthday, Papa Turin. Happy birthday, Isaiah. Let's hear a big happy birthday for our boy. Isaiah Gonzalez here in chat. Spreading the love. You're awesome and keep doing what you're doing. I will, man. I will. No, dude, all the other coaches were very traditional, like kind of like, you know, conservative Catholic types at the Catholic high school. But this one coach, he was only there for one season. They actually fired him eventually. But yeah, dude, he was awesome. I was 14. I was like listening to the song. I was like, oh my God. Like, and he was cranking it too in the van. Dude, Nine Inch Nails has such good like bass in their songs. Like their beats, their drums are so good. Anyways. All right, guys, it is time. Let us focus back on the Warhammer. I know the ranting was fun. For Outer Region, it's going to be going with Coast, front line of Deckhands mobs, secondary line of Bombers. Bombers are just OP. They're such a good unit. They just like wreck pretty much any infantry they encounter. We got a couple bats. We have Luther Harkin up in the sky. A really solid competitive build so far. Outer Region with double mortar, Shade Wraith Gunners, handguns, and crabs to deal with heavy cav. It's a solid, well-rounded build. It's a solid, well-rounded build for sure. Now for the forces of Huron, Rangers are very common. They're loose formation, so they don't take quite as much damage from, you know, bombardment fire, and they're pretty good at cutting through chaff. A couple white lines. This is my favorite part of the build. Check this out. Huron actually has double Handmaiden of the Ever Queen. It's pretty badass for sure. So Handmaidens can definitely drop some bows here and do some shots here against Luther Harkin. Aside from that, it's going to be archers, a ton of skirmishers, Reaver Cav, always cost effective, and an Archmage of Fire for sniping artillery, I would imagine. And it's going to be an Arcane Phoenix, which is always a pretty annoying choice. Arcane Phoenix can probably go fisticuffs and battle Luther Harkin. Granted, there's no healing, but with a little bit of support from the ground archers, maybe so. But Outer Region's build is very, very solid. Very, very solid indeed. And yeah, we'll see how this unfurls. We will see what happens here. And here it comes. Fireball going downtown from that Archmage of Fire. I would 100% guess the mortars, but man, Outer Region is really playing super well. I think the Fireball still will kill the mortar, though. No, it actually misses. So Outer Region dropped his crew, ran them to the right to pull the Fireball away from hitting the mortar piece. Man, Outer Region, really, really masterful play for sure. Yeah, that's some solid stuff. And here you can see the archers are now in range of the bombers, but they're taking a lot of damage from the mortars. Luther Harkin's going to be flying in as well. Luther probably will have trouble with an Archmage plus an Arcane Phoenix. Looks like a Breath Attack is going to be coming down there, and it does some okay damage for sure. Hip Hop fan, I do see your comment. Okay. That's funny, dude. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to focus on the commentary here, but that is quite funny. I did read it to myself. Archmage of Fire and the Arcane Phoenix are able to force back your boy Luther. Archmage does, of course, not Archmage, excuse me, but the Arcane Phoenix does fire damage, and Luther Harkin, I believe, is weak to fire. Yeah, he is. So, a little bit of a nice boon there, but this is very typical. The High Elf Archers just get decimated by the mortars and the Shade Wraith Gunners, but in order for the High Elves to win this, they're going to have to get around the flanks super hard. Illyrian Reavers have to get in here. They have to shut down the handguns, the bombers, the mortars, like even at the cost of their own life, because otherwise the mortars and these backline assets are just going to go balls deep and annihilate the High Elf army. It's going to be tough. Andy L, thank you for the $75. Thanks for the good times. Good luck with the hand. Thank you, man. That is a very generous donation. And don't worry, my hand is recovering and life is good, man. Got the best wife. Everything's going well. Can't complain. Thank you so much, Andy. Appreciate your donation there, bud. Headmans of the Everqueen, let's go ahead and kind of track what they're shooting. I would imagine they're probably going after the Crabos, and yeah, it looks like they're shooting their AP shots here at the Crabs. And just like we kind of talked about here, you can see that the Reavers were able to get into the back line. Some of the Fellbats and Halberds were able to intercept them, but this is a start, you know? You have to get back here. You have to put some pressure on these. Another Fireball going down does actually miss again. So pretty unfortunate cast with those Fireballs. Haven't really been able to get too much damage, but the archers are starting to add up. You know, they're able to kind of crump down some of the frontline troops, and the White Lions, who have been sent in reserve, are cutting through the front line as well. On top of that, the High Elves have a pretty good goon squad. They could potentially use the Archmage plus the Arcane Phoenix to cause some pretty good disruption. Let's see where they're going. Going in the back. Here he comes. Ooh, do it. Give it to us. Oh, I thought he was going to do the bombardment right here. Come on. Oh, yeah, Arcane Phoenix. Oh, it got interrupted by the Fellbats. It looked like he was going to dive down. Come on. Give us the Arcane Phoenix bombardment right here. We know we all want it. So as far as the balance power goes, it's pretty even at this point. Granted, it's looking pretty rough for Huron now because his Archmage does get separated from its personal bodyguard. A really good burning head by Huron right here is able to go through the coast assets, but the fact that the Archmage is now being hunted by Luther, who's one of the best hunters in the entire game, and best assassins, and best duelists probably, is going to be really rough for Huron. A good play though, he pulls down to the ground to get away from Luther. Maybe now he can use the mass of his Reavers to block Luther Harkin and get away, but Shade Wraith Gunners are also teeing off on this character here, which is very, very painful. High Elf Archers are still shooting. Balance of power is favored for the coast, but it's not point of no return. Hey, Dangerous. He says, Huron, the hero of the people. Certainly so. Thank you so much, Dangerous, for your donation. And yes, my father is putting up a great fight here. That is for sure, but it looks like Outer Region is certainly on a tear. The Coast dropping some hot fire here on that Archmage of Fire. The Discourage effect is also quite punishing. The Handmaids of the Everqueen are still functional, but I always bring them, and I'm never impressed with them. Like, I don't know. They do okay damage against armor with their bow shots, but it doesn't seem to be enough. And though the Arcane Phoenix normally could fight Luther very well, the fact that it's surrounded by 2 gun mobs, Gunnery Mob here and a Handgun Mob being crossfired, while Luther Harkin is just going balls deep in this Phoenix, it's not going to be enough. Yeah, the Arcane Phoenix is going to get crumps. It might get its rebirth. Let's go ahead and see. It's very, very low. Will the burst damage kill it before it gets its rebirth? I don't think it matters at this point. Even if it does, it's broken. Luther can chase it. And the High Elves are just missing their leadership, and Outer Region was able to just hold. And Outer Region's build was very, very good. Very similar to what I like to bring against High Elves. Almost identical, actually. I think this might be the build I do bring against High Elves. Maybe Outer Region used it. Dangerous, thank you for the donation. And per QKR. Perker? Perqkr. Sorry for mangling your name, but welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. Welcome to the crew, man. Appreciate it. May Chuck Norris bless you with his glorious roundhouse kick. And that is going to be a victory for Outer Region. So Outer Region goes until he loses or until he beats the score. So next we have, I believe Xiphos went to bed. Let me see. Yep, Xiphos appears offline. So it'd be Red Legion if Red Legion is still here. All right. Hey, Zach Costell, I got you covered, man. So that is... It's a long story, says Perker. No problem, man. All right, so Red Legion is up next. If you're here. So this is it. I mean, if Outer Region wins this, then he will win the stream. Eledgeron, what is the best counter to Luther? It depends on what faction you're playing. I need more specifics. But as far as High Elves go, you need to bring Alariel with Tempest. You use Tempest on Luther Harkin, and he just gets pounded by enemy monsters and bowfire. It's really strong. Tempest is the counter to him, as High Elves, if that's what you're asking. Handmaids are an interesting one. I haven't been able to get them to work too well. Kassar Jake says, if you want to rely on magic, I'd prefer Uran's Thunderbolt. It can be dodged, but it's not a guaranteed model down. Okay. Yeah. Tempest is quite good there. Yeah, we listened to a lot of Queen growing up, Frank. Yeah, for sure. It's a very common radio anthems. The Show Must Go On is one of my. I love that song by Queen. Obviously, the true anthems like We Will Rock You and all those are great. I mean, dude, Queen is just awesome. Yeah. All right, so let's see if Red Legion's still around. Oh, Red Legion's playing Smite. Okay, so we'll go to the next. Stormrunner, are you here? See if Stormrunner's still here. If not, we have... it's funny because King of the Dead was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to make it since he was number 20 on the list, but we're actually close to number 20 right now. Yeah. Dwarves is like a hard counter against Coast, too. If you have a friend who plays Coast in multiplayer and you just want to dunk on them, just play Dwarves. It's really, really strong. Yeah. Have you seen the Strange Occult game that is baseball? Yeah, of course. I'm not a fan of watching baseball, though. I usually get kind of bored, to be honest. It's fun to go to a baseball game with your dad, just sit there, eat a hot dog, and talk about life. That's what baseball games are for, Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to go to Yankee games with my dad in New York. Because my dad is a New Yorker. He lives in New York City. So when I would visit him out there, we used to go. Yeah, Queen is great. Queen is great. A little Bohemian Rhapsody action. All right, let's see here. Okay, it looks like Stormrunner might have gone to bed. Wogget Stein, are you still here? Worst case, I could just play. I could be the boss fight. No, I don't know what baseball is. No. All right. Hold on, guys. I'm going to find another map for the next one. We'll do River Amazon here. Yeah, Schwarzhofen's fine. We'll do that one. All right. So let's see if anyone has answered the call. Looks like Wagenstein is here. Okay. Wagenstein is up. Wait, oh, hold on, actually. Master Dicer was up. Yeah, Master Dicer, sorry, I missed you there. You're up first. For some reason you appeared offline. It showed gray. All right. Cool. I'll be the raid boss, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm trying to take it easy. I want to paint some 40k tonight, so I'm not trying to go too crazy. So we got the Master Dicer coming up. Join the lobby. All right, so we got Alex. All right. Picks away. I'm pretty sure this is Master Dicer. So Outer Region's going to go Beastmen, Greenskins, and Skaven for his 3 picks. And we'll do it to it. We will do it to it. Thank you guys for joining. This is potentially the last game here on today's stream. It's been a really fun one. We've had a great time talking about the Dukes of Haggard and chatting about 80s music and 80s movies. And I feel like pretty much every stream I have eventually devolves into that. Or evolves would be the proper term. Hey Dries, dropping links to our community Discord, which I'm going to go ahead and I'll be souping it up soon. I'm going to add subsections for each faction, and yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of cool stuff with that Discord soon, so stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's that. Every time I hear the saying balls deep always makes me think of your streams. Dude, balls deep is one of the best sayings ever. It's so funny. I don't know why, it just makes me laugh so hard. All right, so let's get the Condom Wolf to block. There he goes. So I can kind of creep on these armies here. Oh my god, this build from Alex is quite intense. Okay, he's got a little something going. Any plans to keep up the later streams? Yeah, I mean, it depends on the day, but yeah, I will occasionally stream at later hours. Probably like on weekends I might do it more often. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Yeah, pretty cool build here. A couple little issues here from Alex and his army I'm seeing, but nothing that can't be overcome with good micro. And the Greenskins, of course, are fine-tuning everything. I mean, it's tournament legal. It's just one sec here. I don't want to interfere. I want to give tips to Alex, but I don't want to interfere. I'm like, I have the prime directive. I'm like Picard. I can't interfere in the development of this species right now while they're battling. How old am I? I'm 32. Yeah, 32 years old. Yeah, correct. 32 years young, baby. Yeah, life's good. So Alex, I'm just I don't want to change his strategy. Maybe he's practiced with this, but there's a couple things there that are going to be rough. The Condom Wolf image was drawn by someone in our Discord. He goes by the name HM, but he didn't want me to shout anything out or, didn't give me anything to really mention other than his name being HM. So, yeah, he drew that in Discord and sent it to me. So it's pretty great. Yeah, it definitely seems like a youngling situation. Hey, no worries. Hey, no worries. Check. So it's his first time playing competitive as well as so 1 sec here. Okay, perfect. All right. More Doom Wheels. Nothing wrong with Doom Wheels ever. Outer Region, I think you're fine. Looks fine. Outer Region's like, should I bring more than this? Perfect. Everything looks good. All right, perfect. Very good. The youngest of the younglings. Lightbringer says, I'm 32. It sucks. I recently tore my rotator cuff. Thankfully, I've never had a rotator cuff injury, but I have a torn labrum in my right shoulder that I've just never had fixed. Yeah. But yeah, Alex, after this game's over, Alex Breton here, or I can give you some tips too on like army building too. I'll talk about it a little bit after the game. So if you're watching this back, just hang tight for after the battle and I'll give you some pointers. Volk Hogan. Yeah, Volk Hogan should be a thing. I don't know why that isn't, dude. I mean, you've coined that moves. I mean, I think it's been said before. I don't know. I don't know if it has. Volk Hogan? Have you guys ever heard that before? Volk Hogan? Like, I don't think that's ever been really said. I usually, yeah, refer to him in another way, but yeah. That's really good. I actually like Volk Hogan. He's got the mustache, like, it's solid. All right, guys, so for the forces here of Outer Region, front line is going to be goblins, but Outer Region brought the big thick one right here. You can see it's reattaching its head to its body, so he's going to be treating us to a good time. So he's got Debiggin. Front line is going to be a bunch of goblins. He's got Snotling Pumpwagon, Grom the Paunch, River Troll Hag, and Spider Rider Skirmishers with a little bit of Savage Orc support. So it's a good greenskin army, aside from the Biggin. The Biggin, of course, is moves. You saw it here. Have I said that before? I don't remember saying that. Yeah. So for the forces here of Alex has Plague Monks, Rattling Gunners, Warp Lightning Cannon, Hell Pit, Doom Wheel, Deathmaster, Snicketch, and Skaven character. So first things first, Alex. We're going to break it down. Be a little bit, obviously, give you some pointers here since it's your first time getting into competitive play and multiplayer. With your caster, you only want to bring spells that are super cost efficient or are necessary in the matchup. So in this case, you probably just want to bring Pestilent Rebirth and the Skaven Vermintide Summon. And in doing that, it's going to allow you to bring some more chaff units and support units and things like that. So, so yeah, you want to do that. Secondly, when you're deploying your infantry, you'll notice right now they're in a bit of a box formation. What you want to do, if you look over here at Outer Regions armies, you'll notice you grab the unit and you spread it out to its maximum width. Currently, as you're standing, the units are very bunched up. They're not going to get as much surface area on your opponent's formation. And if they're also hit by artillery, it's going to be a much more punishing situation. Also, if you're using Warp Lightning Cannons, take note that the Greenskin army is a more melee-focused army, more close quarters. You should be deploying a little bit further back to maximize the efficiency of your Warp Lightning Cannons, because if your opponent is rushing you, you're going to be having a pretty bad time for sure. Also, you want to make sure not to put the Hell Pit in front of that bad boy. But yeah, you want to spread these guys out. I would recommend using the money you have to get some extra like Skaven Slaves and Rat Ogres and things like that to really defend your lines. But yeah. Also, with Rattling Gunners, bud, you want to make sure that they're not too close to your front line because they have heavy obstruction issues. Rattling Gunners want to be deeper and more offset. So yeah, it is. Those are just like some basic tips I can give you. But it looks like for the most part, he is following some of them. The Warp Lightning Cannons are scooting back here, and the Plague Monks have been spread out. I think almost to maximum width. But yeah, definitely cutting spells is a really big part of it on the Plague Priest because you're not going to be using most of those spells. He does have the wheel, and honestly, as far as his army goes, like it's not like optimal, nor is it like going to be the most efficient Skaven army, but it does have some answers because Outer Region did bring the Biggin, so it does give the Skaven some more opportunities to goon it out. Like the double Warp Lightning Cannon will wreck that Biggin, like 100%. He does have a Doom Wheel, yes. Good luck, have fun. Look forward to seeing you play and see what tricks you got up your sleeve. Very good. Rattling Gunners have been a little bit offset. Also, too, with your infantry, like you want to, if you only have 3 infantry units, you want to spread them out, leave little gaps between them so they can cover more surface area and keep your opponent from permeating into your backline that much quicker. All right, I already said the good luck, have fun. Looks like he's just setting up his army here. And the Lord is going to be Deathmaster, and Deathmaster is good. He does kind of get wrecked by Grom the Paunch, though. It's a tricky one. So certainly some elements of his army which are good. Looks like he is ready. And the Warp Lightning Cannons will sing, but there's not going to be too much to protect here. Yeah, looks like maybe he's listening to the stream and spreading out his forces. Who knows? But yeah, it's good. So now you're covering more surface area at least. It's going to force your opponent to go around you instead of having a direct angle to get in there and do it to it. Adri's in chat saying, Master Skywalker, there's too many. What are we going to do? So the big end coming in here, dropping some fat bows on those Plague Monks. And Plague Monks, you're going to get massacred by this Archer Fire plus the Pump Wagon. The Warp Lightning Cannons, I mean, just set them on Grom the Paunch and or the big end. I mean, Grom might actually be a better target. The big end is going to do some damage for sure. We'll see. We will see how this goes. So there goes the shot right there on those Plague Monks. You know, and at the very least, it's a good time to learn, right? Yeah, Warp Lightning Cannons are scooting forward. I think they're going after the big one. And you can see here, Outer Region, of course, is pulling back. So at this point, the Warp Lightning Cannons need to switch to shoot something else. Otherwise, it's going to be a massacre. It looks like they're firing. I think they're going after the Hag or Grom. Like, those are all good targets, like all of them. No, they're ripping shots after the big one. They have a hard-on for the big one back there. And it will do good damage, for sure. Here you can see the Plague Monks are being gadded down by all of these Archer units. Plague Monks are not designed to be taking this type of Archer damage, so... Yeah, you can see those boys are getting the business here. Hell Pit Abomination going to be surging forward, but... Yeah, I mean, there's nothing here that really kills the Hell Pit super quick. I mean, I guess some of the Archers could turn around. Yeah, that's the one thing, like, this Orc build, or this Orcs... The Greenskin build doesn't have the best answers for, like, large threats outside of their Archers. So if, like, Alex could find some way to, you know, punish the Archer line and maybe, like, free up his Hell Pit, like, that could be something. Plague Monks definitely can massacre the Goblins, too, so you want to get engaged pretty quickly there. Warp Lightning Cannon is now going after Pump Wagons, I think. It's a little bit hard to tell because the Hell Pit Abomination is kind of blocking. And here comes the Doom Wheel. Rattling Gunner is going to be opening up on the hill. And yeah, they got a nice little high ground position there. Those boys are doing their thing. Hell Pit Abomination tanking like a champ, and it looks like Deathmaster Snickich is running back here, maybe to go after the River Troll Hag, which isn't the worst engagement in the world, but probably going after Grom wouldn't be bad either. They both regenerate, so it's really just a matter of interest there. Deathmaster gets punted there by those poor Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, and here the Doom Wheel, the Wheel of Doom, is able to break some Goblins, but this is where the game ends very, very quickly. The Warp Lightning Cannons back here are going to be massacred very quickly by these Orcs, although they're now turning around and going after the Doom Wheel. Perhaps a little bit of a misplay there from the Outer Region. That Hell Pit Abomination just, it's absolutely hell spanked. The Warp Lightning Cannons were able to kill the Pump Wagon, and Deathmaster is embroiled in combat here, but the WA is active, and the Big Inn is taken like no damage. Rattling Gunners are mainly shooting Goblins, so a little bit of mispositioning here. The Rattling Gunners definitely want to be shooting against, you know, Grom or some of the mobile Cav units, Savage Orcs, Infantry like that. Goblins aren't going to be the most effective use of your targeting. But Plague Priest is going here. It looks like the Orc Infantry Horde is going after the Doom Wheel. Not sure why. Maybe there's a Mither that he's planning on using to slow down the Doom Wheel. Doom Wheel is pretty low in leadership. But the Rattling Gunners are getting some shooting up on the high ground. A little bit of poke and stroke is perhaps due here. How's Grom the Paunch doing? Still just pimping it, running through these clan rats here. Forest Goblin Spider Riders are now going to be diving in. And that's pretty much going to seal the doom for the Skaven. When the Warp Lightning Cannons go offline, you have to remember Big Chungus is still alive. So Debiggen is still sitting in the back at like 9,000 plus HP. And yeah, Rattling Gunners are at least getting some good last Samurai fire. So, you know, at the very end of the day, we're going to get some Rattling Gunner Daka. This is pretty sweet. Yeah, look at the Spider Riders getting gadded down here. So Alex, if you are playing Skaven, you want to take them off Fire at Will, because this happens, they just get charged, and they won't rip the shots while they're being approached. Whereas if they had not been on Fire at Will, your two Rattling Gunners might have been able to finish off the Forest Goblin Spider Riders on the charge. But yeah, there goes the Skaven Artillery. The Warp Lightning Cannons are going down here, and that's going to be game. It's Grom the Paunch is going to kill these characters. Deathmaster is very low from fighting goblins, and the Chungus is in the back, and he's very, very healthy for sure. So there you have it. I think the Skaven are out for the count. Obviously, you know, the Skaven gentleman is a newer player, but yeah, big props to him, man, for stepping in. That's the first step in learning, is getting in here and fighting these battles. And Outer Region is a top-tier player, like, very, very good. So yeah, big props to you, man, for stepping in. You got balls for sure, but hopefully some of the tips we've been able to give you in this game have been helpful. And yeah, you can take that and improve and kind of go from there. Here comes the Deathmaster Sigil on the Paunch. He is currently snared, but the Lucky Banner is activated here by Outer Region, which is going to be giving massive ward save value, so not too much going on there. Rattling Gunners are stuck in combat with Spider Riders, so it's going to be a pretty... Yeah, excuse me, not Fire at Will, skirmish mode is what I meant. Yes, you're correct. You are correct. So here come more Spider Riders. Rattling Gunners are going to be shut down. And Grom the Punch is going to be riding down these rats all day, all night. And Big Chungus is now marching in, and he's certainly going to be able to squash Deathmaster Snickich. No problem. No problem. So there goes the Plague Priest. Negative 40, negative 26. He is down for the count. Army losses is very, very soon here. Just got to run over Deathmaster or do a little bit more damage to this Plague Priest. Might even trigger army losses. We'll certainly see. We will certainly see. Down goes the Rat Man, the Rogue Idol waddling its way over. His HP is 22 right now. And the Skaven Artillery is offline. Well played. Well played indeed. All right. There you have it. Outer Region, with 4 solid wins in a row, is going to be claiming today's very hotly contested King of the Hill. Was indeed. All right. And that is going to be it for today's stream. Woggetstein, sorry you didn't get a chance to play. I got some stuff I got to take care of, and I also got to rest my hands. But Woggetstein, to make it up to you, man, we'll play some battles, you and I, one-on-one in the next few days. Big props to you, man. It was a solid run. So there you have it, guys. Outer Region is going to be the Dark Lord of today's King of the Hill, with a solid performance across the board. Well played to you, Alex Breton. Hope to see you back, Master Dicer, in these future events. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I know it's getting really late. You Europeans are truly the iron people, staying up late and enduring this stream, but we're going to be closing that out for today. GG to everyone who played. It was a super fun stream. We got through like 15, 16 people. It was a pretty balls deep one. We had some people fall asleep, of course, which is to be expected, but no problem there. Woggetstein dropping a $10 donation. Though he's challenging me to battle, so maybe I'll shoot him a message and we'll do some battle here. Woggetstein, thank you so much for the tenor, man. And thank you guys to everyone who donated. We have a bunch of new channel members, a bunch of new folks who donated today. It really does help keep the channel afloat and keep allowing me to do this full time, because this is my full-time job. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. It was an absolute blast. I really appreciate all your support. Thanks to the mods for helping out. Of course, you guys, the foul heralds, or not heralds, but the foul defenders against Slaanesh, keeping the Slaanesh bots out of the realm, because they are making a return on YouTube. Slaanesh bots have evolved. They're coming back and commenting on videos now, and accruing subscribers with their depravity, which is something. So thank you guys all so much for your donations, man. So many of you guys with some big generous ones today. I really appreciate all you guys, and you guys get some sleep. I'm gonna go hang out with my smoking hot wife, Woggetstein. You and I will play in the next few days, and we'll do it, man. Life is good. Turin, what's that? I know, dude. I know. Likes for the light god. The bots are back, Jun Huang. Well played, Outer Region. You played a great run of games today. Very, very solid performance. We had some really, it's really cool to see like players who's I haven't seen in big tournaments before coming in and like winning games off some really top tier players, and like see the evolution of the community. Like so many people, you know, started at the bottom and now they're here, as the words of that song go. I forget the name of the song, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate all your donations and support. We have new channel members. The Dukes of Haggard grows in power by the day. Thank you guys all for your donations. Holy shit, man. Some of you guys just went so out of your way. You guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, depending on where you are. Australians, I'm sure you're just getting your day started, so you guys enjoy. Go forth, live long and prosper. And for you Europeans, get some rest. Americans, we'll see you in the late hours of the night. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to go hang out with my wife. Thank you all for your support, dudes. It means so much. Just fat ones, man. And in the meantime, you guys enjoy the glorious Condom Wolf, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Cheers.